Hello, good evening. My name is Richard. This is over and over and over again. It is, of course, Matchday Live. It is Champions League, or is it European Super League? I'm not sure. But anyway, it is Sporting Lisbon versus Arsenal. It's going to be good. It's all coming up the other side of this. So it is Matchday Live, and we've already got some people with us. Nick Nack's with us. He says, evening, Rich, and hi to the chat as well. Greg's with us as well. He said, evening, Rich, and the chat. Looking forward to next European Super League match. That's what it is. It is a European Super League. What anybody says, that's exactly what it is. We've got Abdul Latif says, evening, hope you're able to stream the match, not just analysis. I would love to stream the match, but unfortunately what will happen is that we will get shut down. There are certain things called copyright laws, and you're not allowed to do it. Terry says, good evening, Richard, Greg, and the special lady Ange. Please hit the subscribe and like button as soon as you have it. Yes, please. Yeah. We are close to 3,000 subscribers, actually, which for some channels out there, people might just laugh and think, well, you know, it's only 3,000. But for a little channel like this, that would be amazing to get to 3,000, wouldn't it, before Christmas? Anyway, that's all to come because we have got, of course, the team news for you. So this is how we line up then for this game tonight. So in goal, it is David Raya. The back four is Timber, Saliba, Gabriel, Calafiori. In midfield, it is Rice, Partey, and Odegaard. And the front three is Saka, Martinelli, and Havertz. So Mikel Arteta has gone back to his favoured 11, I suppose, with the players that's available. Obviously, Ben White would generally be in the side if he was fit. And that's the team. So Kieran Tierney's on the bench, actually, which is quite interesting, isn't it? I'm sure he won't come on. But anyway, that is the team then. For Sporting in goal, it is Israel. Their back four is Quend, Inachi, Dio, Monde, and St. Just. In midfield, it is Araju, Lundman, and Moratti, and in up front is Edwards, Trincao, and of course Victor Goyesco. Of course, he's a player that we've been linked with, haven't we? Personally, I don't think we'll buy him because I don't know what Mikel Arteta would do with him. He's a proper centre forward, and that's not the sort of player that Mikel Arteta wants. So I'll be very surprised if we do sign him. But he's in great form. He just got a hat trick against Manchester City recently, which at the time he did it, everybody thought, "Wow, he's got a hat trick against Manchester City." But of course, recent weeks have shown that anybody can score against Man City at the moment. So maybe that wasn't such the achievement it seemed at the time. Agnes all the way from Sweden. She says, beware of Goykarez. Of course, yeah. I mean, obviously, Swedish player. We know he's good. We know he can score goals. I mean, what's he got? 30-odd goals this season already. Incredible. But let's see. I mean, is he auditioning for the part of Arsenal centre forward, or I'm not sure. I don't believe we're going to sign him. I don't believe we will sign a traditional centre forward because I don't think that's the sort of player that would fit our system. I don't think Mikel Arteta wants that type of player. You've got to think in 5 years, the only so-called centre forward or striker he's bought is Gabriel Jesus, and he's not even a proper number 9, a proper striker, is he? So that goes to show, doesn't it, what Mikel Arteta's thinking is in terms of the type of player he wants to play in that role. Kai Havertz, of course, is his main man to play there. Is he going to buy somebody else to play there instead of Kai Havertz? I don't think he will, because Kai Havertz fits his system, fits what he wants. And I think that he's going to probably stick with that. I personally think we need a backup at least. But you don't buy Victor Goykarez and have him as your backup striker, do you? Quite honestly. So I don't think we'll buy him personally. But let's see. Angie's with us. How you doing, Ange? Good to see you again, as always. Terry says, look like we're going for a 0-0 draw. Well, I think a 0-0 draw won't be a bad result, actually, tonight, if I'm totally honest. And Nick Nack says, it should be more open tonight than the Inter game. It should be. We'll see. Greg says, if we bought a striker, Arteta would play him at left back. Well, he probably would, yeah. He'd invert him or play him on the wing or play him centre back or something. I don't know. Nathan's with us. How you doing, my friend? Good to see you. Good to see you all, actually. Good to see you all. Don't forget, hit that like button very, very early. We are looking forward to this game, of course, the Champions League, the European Super League, whatever you want to call it. Very, very strange. I still don't really understand it. I've got to be honest. You know, we're playing away in Sporting Lisbon tonight. Manchester City played away in Sporting Lisbon a few weeks ago. We don't play Man City in the groups. It just seems a weird setup, doesn't it? You don't know who you're playing. You don't play the same teams home and away. Everybody just plays random games. It's all a bit of a mess. It is all a bit of a mess. But let me know what you think about this new format of the Champions League, because it's no doubt going to become the way forward with it now. And it is basically the European Super League under a different name, of course, as we know. So, I find it all a bit confusing. It's far simpler when you've got groups of 4. You play each other home and away. The top 2 go through. Happy days. You know, Bob's your uncle. That's all you need. All this other stuff is just nonsense, isn't it? And it's just a way to get more money from the whole situation, really. So, yeah, I'm not overly impressed with it. But anyway, it is what it is. And if you want to, you know, if you want the money, if you want the prestige that comes with it, you've got to be in it. And, you know, from a personal point of view, I wouldn't really be bothered if we played in the Champions League or not, or the European Super League or not. It wouldn't bother me if we didn't play in it. It wouldn't bother me at all. That season we was out of Europe, I didn't really mind, because European football doesn't really interest me that much. The only thing with the Champions League is, of course, it's the one trophy that we've never won, and it's the one trophy that we have to win, because if we never win it, then we'll always get that thrown at us, won't we? Even little teams like Nottingham Forest and Aston Villa, people like that can say, oh, you know, where's your European Cup and all this kind of stuff. So we need one, don't we? And to be honest with you, I think once we've won it, whenever that is, then I honestly wouldn't care if we never played in it again, because we've won it. Then that'll do. We've done what we needed to do, and then that's it. We can forget about it and pretend it doesn't exist. Nick Nack says the cream will still rise to the top. Absolutely, of course it will. Yeah, I mean, we know that who's going to be the semi-finals and the final, probably, don't we, already? More than likely. Yes, okay, there's a few shock results here and there. Man City are struggling at the minute, but when it comes to the knockouts, I'm sure Man City will have their act together. You know, people have been saying, oh, you know, what Man City have finished, they've finished. But no, what'll happen is, what usually happens with Man City, second half of the season, they'll go on a winning run, won't they? They might have lost 5 games in a row so far this season, but they're going to win 12, 15 in a row, aren't they, later on, probably. So, you know, let's not worry too much about them. But you're right, the cream will rise to the top. It'll end up being the same teams that are going to go far into the tournament, get to the final, win it and stuff like that. We're not going to see a new name on it, probably. Although, I say that the one time we do need to win it, don't we? Then we can forget it. Terry said, I think we need to buy another 3 goalkeepers to sort our goal scoring problems. Arteta knows what we need, indeed. And he says, Greg, you're probably right. Greg's usually right. I would say that Greg is usually right, yes. Nick Nack says the tournament doesn't start proper until the knockout round. Well, no, it doesn't, no. It's just a load of nonsense, isn't it? You know, I agree with you 100%, right? So I don't know why we just don't go straight into the knockout round. Have a qualifying competition if you want, for all the like the little teams from the small countries that are never going to get anywhere. Have a little qualifying competition for them, and then just go straight into knockout. So maybe the top, you know, I don't know, the top 8 teams in Europe, so that the top teams from the European leagues qualify automatically. Everybody else goes into a playoff for the other 8 places, and then we're done, aren't we? So, you know, but that's not going to happen, is it? Let's be honest. That is not going to happen. But let's see. Anne says she'll watch some of the game, but got a program. Ange, right? There's 2 points here. One, you can record programs. You can just record them. You can watch them on catch up. You don't have to watch anything at 9 o'clock. You can just record it. Watch the game. Watch the game. Come on. Champions League. Come on, what are you doing? Watch the game. Record whatever's on at 9 o'clock. Watch it on catch up. Watch it later. Give you something to do when the game's finished. Because you got there's that little kind of spell where you can't sleep because you just watch the game and you're all hyped up. So you need something to do. You can watch it then. Watch it then. That's what you need to do. Or watch it tomorrow. Tomorrow night. There's no football tomorrow night that you're interested in. Watch it tomorrow night. Nick next says, what's on? Yeah, I'm interested to know what's on now, actually. But whatever it is, it's not more important than the game. So record it and watch it later. Greg says, knockout football is far better than all this faffing about. Exactly, yeah. It is a faff. I mean, the group stage before was quite a faff, but at least it seemed to have a point to it, didn't it? You played everyone home and away. The top 2 went through. It made sense. This makes no sense. The top 8 go through. The next 500 just play off again for another load of games. Ridiculous. Nathan says they've ruined the Champions League with this new form. I agree with you, mate, 100%. They have. I mean, they tend to ruin everything, don't they? Whatever they get their hands on seems to get ruined one way or the other. But anyway. Nick Nack says the league stage just decides who plays who in the knockout. Really, a lot of football to decide, not very much. Yeah, absolutely. That's exactly what it is. A lot of football to decide, not very much. A bit like the group stages in the World Cup, isn't it? When most of the teams end up going through anyway now to the knockout stage, don't they? Because third place teams go through and all this kind of stuff. I mean, they've got the league table on the screen now, and to be honest with you, I don't even care. Honestly, I don't even care. I don't care if we get in the top 8. We're gonna finish in the top 500, which is enough to qualify for a playoff. Who cares? Who cares anyway? And says is that the listeners? I don't know what that is, but whatever it is, it's on that. You'll be on iPlayer. Watch it on iPlayer later. That's what you need to do. And says don't like men's champions. I don't care. I don't like men's Champions League. I can't stand it. But it's Arsenal, isn't it? So we've got no choice. We're kind of tied to it, aren't we? We have to watch it because it's Arsenal, and I don't like the Champions League. Can't stand it. But it's Arsenal, and we have to watch the game, and we have to win because that's it. Unfortunately. But anyway, the teams are coming out now. Arsenal, of course, are going to be in our red and white kit, and Sporting, of course, in green. Now, of course, we did play Sporting, didn't we, in the Europa League a couple of seasons ago, if you remember, in the knockout stage, and they beat us on penalties, didn't they? If you remember, we drew 2-2 in the away leg. We drew 1-1 at the Emirates. They scored that goal, didn't they? Gonzalez scored that goal from the halfway line. When Aaron Ramsdale was in goal, and then they beat us on penalties, didn't they? And we went out. So we kind of owe them something for that, don't we? But I think they've improved since then. Some people would say we've improved since then. I'm not 100% sure we have. We've got a better goalkeeper. There's no doubt about that. Nathan says it's all to appease a few clubs. What a load of crap. No, exactly. I mean, it's more about getting more money, isn't it? The more games, the more money, the more TV money, the more sponsorships, the more of everything that's bad in football. And that's what this is. It's a load of more stuff that's bad about football. But anyway, it's not going to change, is it? It's not going to change, and it's going to get worse, if anything. And football as we know it is long gone anyway. Football as we knew it and loved it is long gone. So there you go. Aggie says, can't watch the match here in Sweden. So I love to listen to you. Oh, thank you very much. I'm glad that you're with us anyway. It's good to see you again. I wonder if Grat's going to be here as well. Terry says, and if we all told the truth, we will turn out at 9. No, exactly. Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you, but we can't. Nick Nack says that Sporting could go top of the Champions League, so we're winning tonight. Well, can they? We'll see. This is good. I haven't got a clue who's wearing the table. I don't really care, actually. I don't care who's wearing the table. We're probably going to get in the top 8, sneak in somehow or other, aren't we? And if we don't, so what? We're going to go in the playoffs and it'll be fine. And we'll go through to the knockouts, won't we? Let's be honest. Nathan says it really has. Football used to have such a magic, but it did, didn't it? Yeah. And I think one of the reasons for that, and it's probably because you hardly ever saw it on the telly. It was hardly ever on. So when the game was on telly, it was so exciting, wasn't it? You'd all crowd around the telly, all your family and that. It'd be brilliant. It'd be a big, a big major kind of event almost, isn't it? But now it's on every night. There's a game on every night. It's just boring, honestly. It's just boring. But anyway, it's good that you're with us. Russ as well said, my friend, good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Nick Nack says, an Arsenal win, put in a top 8 for now. Yeah, exactly, for now. Yeah, there's so many games, ain't there? But I think we will qualify in that top 8, to be honest with you. But what do you think the score prediction is going to be tonight? Obviously, Sporting are a good side. I know they've just lost their manager to Manchester United. So they did beat Man City 4-1 here a few weeks ago, just before Man City started their bad run. Well, that was at the beginning of their bad run, wasn't it? It was just after they'd lost to Spurs in the Carabao Cup, wasn't it? Or was it after the Bournemouth game? I can't remember that. But anyway, it was around about that time. I think it's going to be a tough game for Arsenal tonight. Obviously, we're going to be slightly more solid defensively than Man City were here. Gyökeres is going to be a threat. We know that. I think we'll do well to get a draw, if I'm honest. I think we'll do well to get a draw tonight. That'll be my honest opinion. But let's see. A draw wouldn't be a bad result, if I'm honest. I don't think a draw would be a bad result. Nick Nack says, it's so hard to predict. Could be anything. Well, it could be, yeah. It could be. I think it's going to be a close game. I think it'll be close. Nathan's gone 1-1. Yeah, I kind of agree. I think a draw is probably a decent result for both teams, really. You know, I think both teams would take a draw. We definitely would away from home. I mean, Sporting will probably think they can beat us. If they beat Man City, why not? But I don't know. Nick Nack says, I'll be positive and go for a 2-1 Arsenal win. Yeah, I mean, that wouldn't surprise me either. It wouldn't surprise me at all. Aggie says, I have the radio on as well, listening to Swedish hockey Hockey League. Okay. My team's winning. Oh, good stuff. Hopefully Arsenal win as well. That'll be good. Rejan's with us as well, lady, my friend. Good to see you. Nathan says, I'm looking forward to seeing both Sporting centre-backs, especially Diamonde. Lots of hype around him. Yeah, indeed, there is. Rejan has gone 3-0 to the Arsenal. That's a very bold prediction, I have to say. They beat Man City 4-1. But you think we'll win 3-0 away? Okay, well, that's very optimistic of you, and I admire that. But I think it's going to be a lot closer than that. And I think a draw would be a good result. Anyway, we are off and underway. Arsenal are attacking the goal to our right in this first half. David Raya, all in yellow, goes long up this near side. And the ball's going to go out for a throw to Arsenal, which Bukayo Saka is going to leave, actually, for Juan Timber. He throws it into the penalty. And Martin Ødegaard in a bit of space, chips it across the 6-yard box. It's cleared away by a Sporting defender at the far post. Thomas Partey wins it back. And Arsenal have started this game on the front foot. But Calafiori's just been bullied off the ball there over on that far side. The ball's played up to Gyökeres. He's a big lad, isn't he? And he's a proper centre forward, isn't he? Victor Gyökeres. He looks the part, absolutely does. Greg says, all depends what form Saka's in and how the others back him up. Nick Nack says, one of their pens v City was a bit soft, as I recall. Yes, I think it was, yeah. Anyway, Arsenal coming forward now. Martinelli over on that far side. Gone around a couple of challenges, puts a low cross in. It's cleared away inside the 6-yard box. Calafiori with a shot from distance that goes over the top of the crossbar. But this is a bright start from Arsenal in Portugal here. We've played, a minute and a bit. And already Arsenal looking a threat. Martinelli did really well there. It wasn't a bad cross, actually. It was cleared away well. And then the shot from Calafiori from about 25 yards went harmlessly wide. But if you remember, Man City actually scored first here as well. And then, obviously, Sporting took control. Gyökeres there holds the ball up. One of his strengths, isn't it? He's a strong lad. He can play with his back to goal. It's not bothered, is he? Anyway, a long ball over the top looking for Gyökeres again. He's going to let it run. In fact, it goes out for a throw to Arsenal over on that far side. Of course, it's Thiago Teixeira who's taken over as their manager. And I think that might have an impact a little bit on this game. The fact that, they've had a little bit of upheaval behind the scenes, haven't they, with their manager leaving. And it's just a wonder how you cope with that, really, because he's done so well. And I'm sure he's going to do well at Manchester United, given time. But anyway, Sporting have won the ball in midfield. But Arsenal started well. Terry says, at what point does Arteta bring Zinchenko and Jesus on to get us back into the game? Well, he'll probably bring Zinchenko on if... I think what's going to happen is he won't bring Ethan Nwaneri on unless we're probably 2 or 3-0 up, because he doesn't trust him to win us a game. But anyway, he'll probably make some substitutions, and they'll be the wrong substitutions, more than likely. Anyway, Sporting haven't really settled yet. They do tend to start slowly, as I said before, so... I'm not going to get too excited quite yet. Greg says, we don't want to score too early because that means that longer we have to defend. Well, exactly. Yeah, that's true. That is true. And I think they've got enough goal-scoring threat in them, this Sporting Lisbon side, to suggest that actually sitting back and defending for 70 minutes probably wouldn't be a good idea, would it? Anyway, Kai Havertz has gone down on the edge of the penalty area, and there's a yellow card to the Sporting Lisbon defender. Is that Diamonde that we were talking about before? Who just got himself a yellow card for an off-the-ball incident. And in fact, there's more stuff going on. He needs to be careful or he's going to get himself sent off. He seems quite wound up, doesn't he? Anyway, he got himself a yellow card very, very early in this game. And for a centre-back, it's not a good sign, is it? Diamonde there with the yellow card for Sporting. For that off-the-ball tussle there with Kai Havertz. Anyway, Martin Ødegaard now. Saka on this near side. Can he get across in? He can't. And then he's just absolutely smashed over there. And here's a throw to Arsenal. Timber finds Martin Ødegaard again on this near side. Sporting are looking very physical in the early part of this game, aren't they? They're getting stuck into challenges and trying to unsettle Arsenal, which is probably a good tactic from them, isn't it? Because if you let us get into our rhythm, obviously we're a very good side. Anyway, Arsenal are in possession over on the far side. Sporting haven't really even settled in this game at all yet. We've played 4 minutes, and it's been a good 4 minutes from Arsenal. We've played 4.5 minutes. Thomas Partey now inside the centre circle for Arsenal, plays up this near side for Timber. He's got Saka outside him. He finds Saka, gets the ball under control, tries to go round the outside, but just managed to keep the ball in and does well. Plays it back into Thomas Partey. Now it's Martin Odegaard. Or turn away from Saka. Was he fouled? The referee says no. And then Diamonde can clear that ball away. But William Saliba steps in. He did score here, of course, in the 2-2 draw a couple of seasons ago. In fact, I think he got injured in that game. Or was it the return leg he got injured in? I can't remember that. But anyway, that cost us quite a lot, didn't it? Anyway, Saka there runs into the penalty area, goes down. But Sporting clear the ball away. And Gyökeres is trying to win the ball high up the pitch there. But William Saliba does well. Finds Gabriel. And he touches out to that far side to Calafiore. 5 minutes on the clock. 0-0, but Arsenal started really well, positively. You do feel a win for Arsenal here tonight would be a big statement, actually, wouldn't it, in the Champions League? Because I think Sporting are a decent side. And I think a win here tonight would really show that, maybe we could go on and have a really good Champions League campaign, which might salvage something from the season domestically, which hasn't gone particularly well. Anyway, Martin Odegaard turns away, gets it back to Saka inside the box, trying to cut inside onto that left foot. Wasn't quite able to. And Sporting can clear this ball away. Actually, not very well by Morita there. It's gone out for a throw to Arsenal. Russ says, Jesus will just run around. Well, he does tend to run around, doesn't he? Nick Nack says, they're getting stuck into Saka. Obviously, have marked him out as a danger man. Yeah, they are. They're getting stuck into everyone at the minute. I think they just want to try and disrupt our rhythm. Anyway, Timber's trying to get forward, but he can't. And Sporting just hoofed the ball away again. It's going to be a throw to Arsenal. And says target man Saka. Well, yes, they seem to be, but everybody does. He's a tough cookie, don't he? He doesn't pick up too many injuries. He's missed a couple of games this season, more than he's missed in the last sort of 3 or 4 seasons put together, isn't it? Really, but anyway, Thomas Partey now. Now he finds Martin Odegaard on this near side, plays the ball square. Declan Rice. Now it's with Timber on this near side. Throws a low cross in. It's going to be a goal, and it is a goal. Arsenal have scored early. It's Martinelli, and the fast start has been rewarded. It was a lovely move, actually. Timber's low cross from the left-hand side, and there was Gabriel Martinelli to tuck that in to the net. That was a really, really well-worked goal. Lovely football from Arsenal. And a simple finish from Gabriel Martinelli. Lovely football this was from Arsenal. And he's not offside. Or is he offside? It'd be quite tight. But I think he's on. Lovely cross. The goalkeeper gets nowhere near it. Martinelli says, thank you very much. And it is. And a simple finish, but a good move. And a great goal. Mark C says, bingo. Nathan says, lovely goal deserved. Indeed, it was. Nick that said, that was easy. It was easy. And says, Nelly, indeed. Rajandra says, 1-0 to the Arsenal. Nick Nack says, walked it in. He did walk it in, indeed. Terry says, magic is back. Nick Nack says, might be just off. Very close. Well, it's been given. So that's fine, isn't it? Mark C says, Saka's persistence down the right pays off. Check over. Yeah, the check over. The goal's been given. 7 minutes on the clock. Gabriel Martinelli. Not scored too many this season, has he? Took a little bit of criticism of some of his performances as well, hasn't he? But what better way to answer your critics than to score a goal in the Champions League away from home against a difficult opponent? And Arsenal's good start to this game has been rewarded with an early goal. We got an early goal at the weekend. Wasn't really able to build on it, was we, until later on. And I say Man City did go 1-0 up in this stadium as well a couple of weeks ago before they finally lost 4-1. So this game's certainly not won yet, is it? There's a lot of football still to be played. But certainly we've got the fast start that we would have wanted. And Sporting haven't even got into our half yet. Terry says, mind you, City scored early. They did, yeah. I say I don't think Sporting generally start games particularly strongly, do they, by the look of it? But anyway, we need to stay focused and switched on. And then hopefully we can come away with what would be a fantastic victory, wouldn't it? But yeah, we certainly started this game on the front foot. Sporting now, they're enjoying some possession, but inside their own half. They've not really touched the ball yet. Now they've got a little bit of space over on that far side. Try to stretch the Arsenal defence. Obviously, we know that Gyökeres is going to be a threat. If you give him the opportunity, he generally takes them. Certainly this season, I'm sure he scored over 30 goals already. We're only not even at Christmas yet, which is incredible, isn't it? Anyway, they are in possession now, Sporting on this near side, looking to try to find a way back into this game. Been a difficult start for them. Nick Nack says Sporting look very tentative. They do. Greg says time to turn to the bench. Yeah, bring on a few more defenders is what we need. Goico has now got a little bit of space to turn. That's a good ball up this near side. Cross comes in, almost like the Arsenal goal at the other end, but that cross was pinged across, fizzed across, and in the end, Arsenal just managed to scramble it away. But that was nice play from Sporting there, just clicking into gear for the first time. It's almost like they need to concede a goal early for them to wake up, doesn't it? Because I say they did the same against Manchester City, and they've certainly started this game slowly tonight. But that was much better from them. And that was a ball. Oh, that was a strange back pass there from Calafiori. And we've given the ball away on the edge of the penalty area. And Sporting coming forward here. That was mixed up at the back, really. And David Ray had to rush its clearance. It went straight to one of the Sporting players. And now they're in possession again in midfield. They are starting to look a lot better now, Sporting. Almost as though that's flicked the switch. Now they've got an opportunity over on that far side to put the ball into the box. But Martinelli's there to do his defensive duties, the Arsenal goal scorer, but that's gone out there for a throw to Sporting. We've only played 10 minutes. It's incredible what's happened so far. Arsenal have had a good 6-7 minutes, scored the goal, and now Sporting are trying to come back into it. But now Arsenal on the counter attack with Kai Havertz, he runs into the defender there, Monday, and it's gone out for a throw to Arsenal. Looks like this could be a good game to watch. Certainly on the evidence that we've seen so far, certainly Sporting look as though when they get their game together, they're going to be a very good side to watch. Equally, Arsenal, of course, when we get our act together, we can be a good side to watch as well. And it looks like it's going to be a very interesting game, and it's certainly got off to a good start. Martin Odegaard now on this near side. A little bit of space here for Declan Rice. Plays it up to Saka on this near side. Declan Rice makes a run into the air, but he's not going to get there. And it's run out of play. Maybe lacks a little bit of pace, doesn't he, Declan? He's a great midfield player, but he just lacks that pace, doesn't he, to get in behind. And he tried to make the run there into the box, but he was never going to get there. And the ball's run behind. I mean, he said, didn't he, when they was asked, wasn't they, what quality from one of their teammates would they like to have? Declan said he wanted Martinelli's pace, and you can understand why, because it's the big thing missing from his game, isn't it? Really. Gabriel's with us. How do, my friend? Good to see you. Arsenal now with some defending to do. And Sporting are back in possession. Ball pinged out to that far side. Sporting just trying to get a foothold in this game. It's been such a tricky start for them. But they've responded well to going behind. But Arsenal quite happy to sit deep. And then there's a free kick. Bit of a soft one now. I don't know if it was Saka or Partey. Maybe a mixture of both of them there. And it was a foul. It was Saka, actually. It was a foul. There's not much doubt about that. It was Marcus Edwards that was fouled. Saka seems to not agree with the decision. But when you look at the replay, I think he did just catch him there. And it is a free kick now to Sporting Lisbon. Midway inside the Arsenal half, just slightly over on its left-hand side. And ball's played in towards the box, headed out there by William Saliba. And it's a free kick to Arsenal over on the far side. And maybe didn't make the most of that, Sporting Lisbon, did they? Greg says, surely Rice's toe hasn't healed properly yet. Oh, absolutely, it won't be, will it? If it's broken, it won't be. I remember when I broke my toe, it didn't heal for weeks. But then I did the same. I was playing, you see. I played about 2 weeks later, and I shouldn't have done. And my toe never healed properly. It's out of shape now. It's my own fault. I mean, with you can play with a broken toe. It hurts, and it swells up afterwards. Mine certainly did. And I couldn't get me, like, after the game had finished, whenever I played, I couldn't put me trainers back on afterwards because my toe was too swollen. And it was like that for ages. But that's my own fault. I shouldn't have played really for a bit longer. But there you go. There's not much you can do for a broken toe. But there you go. Anyway, Arsenal coming forward again now. Martin Odegaard tries to dink a ball over to that far side, looking for Martinelli. But it's gone out for a goal kick. But that was a good play again from Arsenal. But Martin Odegaard's pass there was over hit. And even Martinelli with his pace was never going to get that, was he? And Sporting trying to play it out from the back. Now they go long, looking for Gyökeres. Wins the header, heads it down, does well actually. And that's the one thing he brings, isn't it? He's got that option. You can go long and he's going to hold it up. Anyway, Sporting coming forward again. But good tackle there from Thomas Partey. And Arsenal just knocking the ball out. Sorry, Sporting now just knocking the ball around in the Arsenal half. Trying to look for the equaliser here. Out that far side again. And Sporting. Arsenal happy just to get everyone behind the ball, keeping our defensive shape. And we just said to Sporting, you come and have a go and see if you can break us down. And so far, they haven't really got close to doing so. Just one ball fizzed across the box from this near side, their left. Almost caused us a problem or two, but there was no one there to finish it off. But a little bit of space now in midfield. That ball dinked over to that far side again. And this could be a moment here for Sporting Lisbon. A cross comes into the far post and Jurgen Timber's there, heads it behind. It's going to be a corner. The first corner of the game goes to the home team. And that's the one thing they've got, that threat. They can put those balls into the box. It wasn't actually Gyökeres that was going to get on the end of that, but it was a good ball nonetheless from Quendra. And it is going to be a corner here on this near side, the first corner of the game. And see whether Arsenal can defend this corner. It comes in to, it's an outswing at the edge of the 6-yard box. And the shot comes in, it's deflected off Calafiore. And it's going to be another corner to Sporting Lisbon on this near side. We played 16 minutes. Sporting 0, Arsenal 1. A very early goal from Gabriel Martinelli, but Arsenal got some defending to do here. The corner comes in again. It's an outswing towards the near post. It's flicked on, but Saka can clear it away and try and launch a counter-attack. He's done well there, Bukayo Saka. And then Martin Odegaard's trying to come forward, but he can't win that ball. And it's gone all the way back to the goalkeeper, Israel. And the game's now, I think this is going to be the pattern of the game now, isn't it? I think, Sporting are going to have a lot of possession. Arsenal are going to sit back and then look to play on a counter-attack and see if we can get that second goal, which would be absolutely important, wouldn't it? Anyway, Sporting Lisbon now trying to come for it. That's a ball over the top again, looking for the run of Gyökeres. Arsenal defend that well. And now we can come away with the ball. Thomas Partey finds Martin Odegaard. Touches it back to Timber. Now it's back with Martin Odegaard again. And Thomas Partey now finds Timber on this near side. Just turns away, turns back. This is nice football from Arsenal, but it's not really getting us any further forward. Martin Odegaard's little layoff there to Thomas Partey holds off the challenge. And now Arsenal got a chance to maybe come forward here. Kai Havertz finds Bukayo Saka, touches it back into Martin Odegaard. And now it's Timber and William Saliba. Arsenal are not worried about going backwards to keep possession. We know that. Now we're trying to come forward over on that near side. Gabriel Martinelli, the goal scorer, touches the ball into midfield to Declan Rice. Wasn't a great ball, actually. Declan tried to make the most of it, but he couldn't do so. And now Sporting Lisbon can try and come forward themselves with Gyökeres over on that far side. A little bit of space in midfield now for the home team. But now, again, Arsenal quickly get their defensive shape back. That's a good ball, though, pinged out to this near side, but the header forward is just cleared away there by Jurgen Timber. Now Bukayo Saka's going to have a run up this near side, goes past one challenge. Not past the second, but he has won a throw. Nick Nack said they look a very tidy team, Sporting. Yeah, they do. Yeah, they're very good in possession of the ball, aren't they? We knew they would be. But yeah, they do look a nice, tidy team. I'm not too sure about them defensively, actually. I do think, we've already got one goal, and you do feel that defensively they can be got at. But yeah, they're certainly a nice team to watch, the way that their movement and the way they move the ball. Arsenal looking for the second goal now. Ricardo Calafiore on the edge of the box finds Martinelli. Can he get past the fullback, get across in? He can't because it's deflected wide, but it's going to be a corner to Arsenal now. And the game certainly end to end, isn't it? 19 minutes played. Nick Nack says all look comfortable on the ball. They do, yeah. I mean, they should do, shouldn't they? Let's be honest. I mean, if you're a professional footballer in one of the top leagues, the top teams in the top league, you should be comfortable on the ball, shouldn't you? But it's just the way I like their movement, actually. I like the way that their movement off the ball is really good. And I think this is going to be, even though we've got a good start, I still think we're going to have some problems in this game. Anyway, Sporting are going zonal here to defend this corner from Declan Rice over on the far side. This is an opportunity for Arsenal here. The ball comes in towards the near post and it's headed away. Wasn't the best corner actually that time, and it was quite easily defended. But Arsenal won it back. Martinelli on that far side. A cross comes in. It's cleared away. And then a shot from distance from Thomas Partey, but it's straight at the goalkeeper. Not quite up to the standard of his goal. His shot at the weekend. This one was straight at the goalkeeper. And not too many problems there. Nathan says, I like the look of Gyökeres. First time I've seen him live. Yeah, I've only seen highlights of him. It'll be the first time I've seen him live, actually. He does look a good player, doesn't he? He looks a very good player. He looks like he's an all-round centre forward. You know, he can drop deep, hold the ball up. He's strong. He looks like he's good in the air as well. He's got a nice touch. And okay, he hasn't had any sort of opportunities in terms of running in behind our defence or stuff like that. But he certainly does look a very good player. And it makes you wonder why he wasn't maybe picked up by a Premier League club when he was playing in England earlier on in his career. Of course, he was at Coventry, wasn't he, in the Championship? Got a lot of goals there. But yeah, he certainly does look the real deal. Anyway, Saka now is the real deal. Pushes the ball past the goalkeeper and it's 2-0. Havertz tucks it in and it's 2-0. And this is quite remarkable here. Saka it was with the assist. And Arsenal have scored a second goal. Incredible stuff here. What a start. Defending wasn't great, you have to say, from Sporting. It wasn't really great at all. But it was nice play from Arsenal. It was quite a simple play, actually. It was Thomas Partey's ball. Saka was onside. I don't know what the goalie's doing, and Saka just pokes it past him. And it's a second tap-in. This time the tap-in goes to Kai Havertz. I mean, Martinelli wasn't too far away either, but I don't think that was very good defending at all around there from Sporting Lisbon. And Kai Havertz tucks it away, and it's 2-0, and it's looking comfortable at the moment, isn't it? It is looking at 2-0. Nick Nack says 2-0 indeed. Russ says, come on. Like Saka providing the magic again. He does indeed. Gabriel says, what was that? Well, it was 2-0. That's what it is. It is 2-0. Nick Nack says, as you say, like you say, defensively they can't cope. They don't seem to be able to, do they? Regenda says 2-0 to the Arsenal. Indeed, it is. Nick Nack says pace of Saka on the blind side. Phil says we're very calm and in control. Yeah, we do look as though we are. I still feel as though this Sporting team has got goals in them. So I don't think this game's won yet. Greg says obviously Arsenal prefer playing in warmer weather. Well, yeah, I mean I think we all do that. Let's be honest. I prefer warmer weather as well. Anyway, Gyökeres on this near side. Well, it was a good ball, actually. And Sporting still in possession here. They're going to need something quite quickly, aren't they? Because it's been a great first 20-odd minutes here for Arsenal. Nick Nack says, I was impressed with how you played against Inter the other week despite losing the game. See, I don't know. I thought we were too predictable against Inter. I didn't think we played badly. I thought we were just too predictable. And you couldn't really see us scoring. For all the possession that we had, Inter were quite happy to sit back once they scored. And we didn't really have enough. I didn't think we had enough ideas to break them down. I don't think we played badly, but we didn't look as though we were going to score. Whereas tonight, we do. I mean, I know getting an early goal does help, and I don't think Sporting are anywhere near as strong defensively as Inter Milan were. But anyway, this has been an impressive start, but it is only the start. We've only played 24 minutes, or 23 and a half minutes. Well, now suddenly Sporting looking to come forward there, but good defending by Gabriel. And Arsenal do look very much in control of this game in these first 24 minutes. Nick Nack says difference is Ødegaard is in now. Yeah, I mean, obviously that makes a difference. Of course it does. But should we be relying on one player to that extent that we look very, very average when he wasn't playing, and suddenly now we look a good team again now he is playing? And, you know, it's a worry in a sense that, you know, when one player's that important, because unfortunately injuries happen. Anyway, Declan Rice tried to find Saka, but the ball's gone out. He's a throw to Sporting Lisbon. And Rice looks in a little bit of pain. Of course, if he's got a broken toe, any little knock on his foot is going to be really painful, isn't it? But anyway, I'm sure he's had injections and whatever to take away the pain. But, yeah. I don't know if he'll be fit to play at the weekend. Of course, it's a difficult game now, isn't it? On Saturday tea time, against West Ham. They played really well last night, didn't they, against Newcastle? I was really impressed with West Ham, actually. I thought they gave a really, really good performance. And it's going to be a tough game. They've got some good players. A guy in midfield, Soler, played real Soler, whatever his name was, played really well, didn't he, for West Ham last night? Anyway, Sporting's trying to come forward now with Gyökeres over on that far side. Good defending from Arsenal, but Sporting back in possession again. They do move the ball quickly. Gyökeres now in very wide area. He's all right if he stays out there. He can't do much damage, can he? And has he won the corner? No, he hasn't. It's a goal kick. Good defending there from Gabriel. And Victor Gyökeres couldn't create anything there, could he? And says, Captain O makes the difference. Well, he certainly makes a difference, no doubt about that. Nick Neck says, injections might take away the pain, but they aren't going to help heal it any quicker. Absolutely, they won't. No, it just means you can maybe play more. But yeah, it's certainly not going to help, is it? Because if we get a third goal, Ange will be happy at 9 for her programme. Well, yeah, maybe, yeah. We've got to stop her watching it live, haven't we? We've got to make sure she stays and watches this game and watches it after on iPlayer. That's what's got to happen. Marcy says our captain puts in the hard yards, pressuring from the front. He does, yeah, and he creates stuff as well. Gabriel says, like I meant, the goal looked weird. Which goal looked weird? The goal looked weird. Did it? Okay. Anyway, I thought it wasn't well, a weird goal. It was a good goal. Arsenal trying to come forward again over on that far side. Martinelli, but he loses out, and now Sporting can try to bring the ball forward themselves. And Arsenal just get everybody back behind the ball again. It's in the Sporting Lisbon penalty area. I say we did draw this fixture 2-2 2 seasons ago in the Europa League. That was, of course, in the days before Gyökeres was playing for Sporting Lisbon. They, of course, knocked us out, didn't they? Like I said, on penalties at the Emirates. That mad goal from halfway. Anyway, Gyökeres now looking to get in behind for the first time inside the penalty area. He can't quite get that ball under control. It's rolled out of play for a goal kick. But that's what they're going to look to try and do. They're going to look to try to get Gyökeres in behind. They haven't managed to do it so far. We've defended pretty well. Gabriel says, like it was bad defending. Oh, but it was terrible defending. It was indeed. Really bad defending. But, sometimes good movement and good forward play makes it look like makes the defending look worse than what it actually is. And I thought, you have to give credit to our forward play there. It was great movement from Saka. But yeah, it was not great defending, was it, from Sporting? For both the goals, you have to say we've worked them well, but I think Sporting would be very disappointed with both goals they've conceded in this first half. Anyway, Juran Timber coming forward now, touches the ball off to Bukayo Saka on this near side. Most of Arsenal's attacks have come down this near side. The 2 goals have both come down this near side as well. Saka created that second one, wins that header, and Timber's knocked the ball back onto Saka again. He's got 2 defenders for company. Can he get across him with his right foot? He plays the ball back instead to Juran Timber, plays it square to Thomas Partey. Now we're moving over the other side. Gabriel finds Martinelli. Calafiori goes past one tackle but can't get past the second one. Now Martinelli, guy just on the edge of the penalty area, touches it off to that far side. Calafiori, I don't know if it's foggy or if it's been some flares going off. It looks a little bit misty on the pitch. The cross comes in towards the near post, and it was good defending actually again there by Sporting Lisbon. They've defended crosses into the box pretty well, but they haven't really managed to defend too well other than that. Anyway, they're coming forward now over on that far side. Gyökeres again over on that far side. He's got some pace for a big lad, hasn't he? Drills the ball into the penalty. It's a good ball actually as well. Didn't have a lot of support, did he? But he did well. And in the end, they won a free kick over on that far side. Calafiori is wagging his finger at the referee to say he disagrees in a very Italian style. But he can't have too many complaints there, can he? He had his arm all over him. Trincao it was. And it is going to be a free kick. Phil says they were letting smoke bombs off. Is that what it is? It looked very misty. Well, it still does. Nick Next says it's all coming down the right, like watching England. Yeah. Terry says a bit of luck. Arteta has set fire to his contract. Well, I'm not sure about that, but it's certainly very foggy in the stadium. Anyway, it's a free kick here to Sporting Lisbon over on that far side. And they've got a chance to get the ball into the box, which they do. David Raya comes and collects that, though, nice and comfortably there. The Arsenal goalkeeper in his luminous yellow kit. So he stands out with all the fog. And now Saka's coming forward on his near side. Ødegaard's ball found him. And this is how Arsenal played this well, this counter-attacks. Is it going to be 3-0? Saka's shot. Oh, and it was on target. It's a good save by the goalkeeper, Israel. And almost a chance for 3-0 there for Arsenal. Saka cut inside onto his left foot. But it was pretty close to the goalkeeper there. It was a fairly comfortable save. We've played half an hour. Mark C says, beautiful pass from Ødegaard to put Saka away down the right. Nick Neck says, nice try, Saka. 2 on him there. And he still nearly scored. Yeah, he's good at that, isn't he? He's really good at, drawing defenders to him, cutting inside and then getting a shot away with his left foot. Quite often they nestle in the far corner, don't they? But that one was too close to the goalkeeper. We tried to go more to the near post on that particular occasion. Anyway, Sporting now coming forward over on that far side. You do feel if they can get a goal back before half-time, it's going to put a totally different complexion on this game. Or there's a misunderstanding now over on the far side. And the reverse pass goes all the way through to David Raya. Trincao there wasn't really on the same wavelength there, was he? Nathan says that they really have offered very little so far, Sporting. Yeah, they haven't really. No, they've played some nice, neat and tidy stuff. We haven't created anything, have they? I mean, David Raya hasn't had a save to make. The set piece haven't been good. Phil says they were setting fireworks off over Raya. The commentator was saying that we should take the players off. Was this before the game? Anyway, Arsenal back in possession again. Calafiori finds Martin Ødegaard very central now. The Arsenal captain back, of course, fit again. This is his 3rd game in a row. And so far, Arsenal have drawn 1 and won 1 of the previous 2, having not won any of the previous 4. Anyway, Saka now cuts inside again, finds Martin Ødegaard. He was fouled, but referee plays on. Martin Ødegaard's fine. Kai Havertz is going to be 3-0, surely. Oh, it isn't. And in fact, he was offside anyway. Not quite sure what Kai Havertz was doing there because he looked like he should have scored. But it was probably a foul on Saka, but Arsenal had the ball. Oh, he was miles offside, actually. Miles offside. Sporting players don't look particularly happy with the first half an hour. There's 2 balls on the pitch. Nick Nack says offside, should have stuck the ball in net. Absolutely, yeah. Nick Nack says let it bounce for some reason. You just got to loft it over the keeper, haven't you? That's all you need to do there. But anyway, Arsenal pressing high up the pitch, winning the ball back now with Joran Timber up this near side. Plays the ball back to Bukayo Saka. Now it's with Martin Ødegaard. Touches it off to Thomas Partey. Pings it up this near side to Timber again. Martin Ødegaard now. Arsenal playing some nice stuff during Timber on this near side. 33 minutes played here in Lisbon in Portugal. It is Arsenal 2-0 up. And who would have thought that before the game? Certainly unusual, really. Martin Ødegaard now on this near side finds Declan Rice. That's a nice run forward here from Timber. Now Saka got a little bit of space. Can he get the ball onto that left foot and whip across in? Instead, he just touches it back to Martin Ødegaard. Can he get across it? Now he finds Thomas Partey. That's with Martin Ødegaard again. Goes round a couple of players and plays the ball back in field to Joran Timber. Touches it off to Thomas Partey. Now Declan Rice. Oh, and that's a bad ball actually from Declan Rice, but Arsenal managed to win the throw. Nick Nack says you actually look a lot more solid than City. Absolutely, because I think City were already 2-1 down by this point in the game, wasn't they? So yeah, obviously we do look a lot more solid than them, but we're coming forward again. Martin Ødegaard finds Saka. It's back towards Declan Rice, but cleared away at the last attempt there by the Sporting defence. And you have to say every time we come forward, we look as though we might score another goal because they don't look very strong at the back, do they, Sporting Lisbon at all. Martin Ødegaard now plays the ball forward for Kai Havertz, but he can't get there. Defender slides in. Martin Odegaard's going to get this ball again on this near side. Plays a low cross the edge of the area. Declan Rice plays it forward looking for Saka, but again it's cleared away. But Arsenal picking up all the second balls at the moment. And Timber slides in there to deny Gyökeres. And Arsenal now back in possession. Thomas Partey inside the centre circle. Greg says Havertz has got to stop training with Steiner. We're not going knock Steiner anymore. Mark C says Gyökeres is a good striker, but he doesn't play against the back four. His quality week in, week out. No, he doesn't. But that doesn't mean he wouldn't score goals if he played in the Premier League. I think he would. Nick Nack says Sporting can't be used to defending against this kind of football. Well, no, probably not. They did play Man City, of course, a few weeks ago, didn't they? So, a very similar style. I know Man City are having a few issues at the moment, and they were just sort of starting that poor run when they played here. But obviously we play a very similar style, so they would have known what to expect. But they've just not been able to deal with it, and I think that's because of how well we've played. And Arsenal now with Martinelli over on that far side, he's going to have a run again. First goal scorer for Arsenal puts a cross in. Kai Havertz can't quite get a header. Saka might pick the loose ball up just inside the area now. Martin Odegaard, can he get a shot away? Plays it again to Saka on this near side. And Saka now trying to have a run past the defender. He's can't manage to do it. It's good defending, actually. They're good one-on-one defending. And now Sporting can bring the ball away up this near side. Again, looking for Gyökeres, who's barely had a touch in a dangerous area. A big Swede. Nathan says, I wonder how much it was down to very good coaching. Well, yeah, obviously they've lost their manager, haven't they? So, of course, that's going to have had an impact. What a great job he was doing. And the fact that he's gone to Manchester United just goes to show the job he was doing. So, yeah, of course, that's going to have had an impact, absolutely. If you lose a manager that's a successful manager for your club, it's very difficult, even though I think it's an assistant that's taken over. It's still tough, yeah, and maybe they are feeling the effects of that a little bit. Understandably, exactly. Of course, it's going to be tough, isn't it? And Arsenal won the ball back again. Martin Odegaard now. Saka's in space again on this near side. He's got the ball just on the edge of the area. Bukayo Saka cuts in field. Can he get the shot away? He does, but it's blocked. It's going to come to Kai Havertz. Declan Rice. Whoa, he's just lashed that into row Z. Not quite sure what he was thinking there. Nick Nack says they aren't going to forget how to play football overnight. And they recruited from him. Well, yeah, they did. And it's not so much forgetting how to play football, but if managers weren't important, why do they get paid the big money? And why do they get sacked when things don't go well? Why have Manchester United taken them on? I think a manager's, yes, they're not going to forget how to play football, but a manager's job is so much more than that, isn't it? And I do think that, it probably is a factor in this, I would say. I didn't watch the Man City game live. I watched highlights of it. And what I saw, obviously Sporting played so quick and that they just took the game to Man City and were brilliant. And tonight they've not been able to do that, and partly because of how well we've played. I think that's a factor, but I just don't think they just don't look as sharp and as quick as they did on that particular game. Anyway, they've got a little bit of space now, so they can get a goal back before half time. It could be a very, very different game. This is a good run here, but maybe did a little bit too much there. Was that Trincao ran into trouble, and Arsenal managed to clear the ball away, and now we've won a free kick on this near side. Nick Nack says, need to make one of these chances count. Yeah, the third goal finishes this game, doesn't it? Nick Nack says the team Amorim built is still there. Some players, same tactics, presumably. Well, yeah, it probably is, but like I said, I think managers have a big impact, don't they? You could say when Alex Ferguson left Man United, they were champions, the same players, different manager comes in, and they're nowhere near as good. And I think that, that's kind of what happens. It is what happens. I'm not saying that's the only reason. Obviously, the manager's only just recently left. But I don't know. I think sometimes those things do have an impact, definitely. Terry says, managers ain't that important. Otherwise, Arteta wouldn't have a job. Well, maybe that's why, because Arsenal think the manager is important. And that's why he has got a job. whether he should have a job here or not is another question, isn't it? But we're not going to question him tonight anyway. Totally, that's offside over on that far side for Goicoechea. First time he's really got in, pulls the ball back. Wasn't a great ball. Well read by William Saliba. In fact, he wasn't offside. But now Arsenal on a counter-attack could get the third goal. Bukayo Saka again. Everything's coming through Saka tonight, isn't it? And again, he's got two defenders in front of him. Plays it back to Martin Ødegaard. Martin Ødegaard looks to thread the ball through. Instead, he touches it off to Kai Havertz. And now Thomas Partey finds Declan Rice. Arsenal moving the ball from right to left. And it goes right out to the left with Calafiore. Greg says, don't understand leaving a team doing well and going to the middle of the table, no hope team. Well, because you want to improve them, don't you? You want to look and improve your career. And it's a good career move for the manager, isn't it? And I think he'll do well at Man U. I really do. They have got some half decent players, Man United. Obviously, they'll invest more money. You wouldn't get a new manager if you're not going to invest in them. Probably in January and at the end of the season. So I think they'll do well, Man U. It's a good job for him, I think. And he must be excited to take it on. Anyway, Martin Ødegaard now, can he get the cross in? Tries to find space, but instead he touches it off to Thomas Partey. Does well. Thought about playing it into Timber, changed his mind. We're in to the last 5 minutes of the first half. It's been a very good first half from Arsenal, but we've just given the ball away. And now Sporting can break forward over on that far side. Again, though, the pass is overhit. And they've done that a lot in this first half, Sporting Lisbon. They've overhit their passes. There was a good opportunity there to open the team up, open the pitch up. And they just didn't take it. Nick Nack says, you look more organised than City. They had 3 youngsters in the team in Lewis, Puzzi and Savio, whereas this Arsenal team is full of experience. Yeah, no, that's true. Nick Nack says, if anything, City probably went too gung-ho. Yeah, maybe they did. Maybe they did in that game, and they got caught out, obviously, on the counter-attack. Gabriel says, people say the same with Ten Hag. Manager isn't the problem, but the management of the club is poor. No, you're probably right. That's probably a good point, actually. But I do think having a better manager helped. Well, I think Ten Hag's a good manager, I've got to be honest. I thought he's a little bit unlucky. Nathan says, you may not agree, but I think Delap for Ipswich is a really good striker. Could be someone worth looking at. No, he's doing really well, actually. You're right. I'm not quite sure if he's ready for one of the top 4 clubs yet, but he's one to keep an eye on. You're right. He's still quite a young player, isn't he? But he certainly looks a big handful, doesn't he? Anyway, Sporting coming forward here. Cross comes in towards the far post. Calafiore flicks it away. And Martinez is going to try and complete the clearance over on that far side. But he's lost the ball. Trincao did well. Mark C says, this is the Arsenal 11 I'll pick every week. Yeah, but if you pick it every week, they'll get tired, they'll get injured, and then we'll have to play the other players, and then we'll lose. So it's a team that Mikel Arteta would play every week. You know, another ball they're looking for, Goicoechea, was cut out. In fact, it was a poor ball to him. He's had no service at all in this first half, has he, Victor Goicoechea? And if he was hoping that this game was going to be his job interview for a role at Arsenal, it certainly hasn't gone too well for him. Not that it's been his fault necessarily. I say he's not really had the service, but he's not done enough. I think sometimes if you're a centre forward, and you know if you're a centre forward and you're not getting the service from your teammates, you've got to do more to make something happen, haven't you? I think, and he's not really been in this game at all, Goicoechea. Anyway, Sporting have just won the ball on this near side, and maybe he'll have an opportunity now to get a goal. There's some space over on that far side if they get the right pass. They haven't really, but they are coming forward now on the edge of the Arsenal penalty area. Shot comes in. Oh, it's just over the top there. It was tipped over the bar there from David Raya. That's probably as close as Sporting Lisbon have come in this first half. We just got opened up a little bit there, didn't we? There's too many spaces there. There's a good movement there from the fullback. It's a powerful shot, actually. Wow, with his right foot. He really lashed that, didn't he? And in fact, it was his left foot. And it was a good save. I think that says fingertip save. It was a fingertip save. It was a good save as well. And now also got a corner to defend into the last 90 seconds of the first half. So we don't really want to concede a goal now, do we? That wouldn't be a good idea. The corner comes in, but David Raya's there. Poor set-piece delivery again from Sporting, actually. They need our set-piece coach, don't they? Because their free kicks have been terrible. Gabriel says, just play one area at this point. Well, I'm sure he'll come on in the second half when the game's safe. Terry says, let's be honest, Paul Daniels couldn't even turn Man U into a football team. Well, I don't know. Nathan says, even as a second-choice centre-forward, would be very astute signing. Yeah, maybe you're right. As a second-choice centre-forward, perhaps you're right. I don't know if he's quite ready yet, though. Maybe give him the rest of this season and then see how it works. Greg says so true. So Saka now looking to create his third goal on his near side. He's done well. Saka holds up across the walls of far post, headed down by Kai Havertz, and it's hooked away. And it is going to be another corner to Arsenal. Mark C says Terry Mania are currently at the great Sorprendo level. But yeah, I mean, I think they'll do all right though. I think Mania will do all right, and I think he'll do well now. Anyway, it's the very final minute of the first half. You don't get much stoppage time in Europe, do you? And to be honest with you, there probably hasn't been many stoppages anyway. There hasn't been any, so we'd be lucky if we get a minute. Now, we've got a corner which Declan Rice is going to take. It doesn't say how much stoppage time there is, but we're 10 seconds into it now. And Declan Rice with a corner from the far side. Goes all the way across, and it's 3-0. It's Gabriel at the far post. A typical Arsenal goal in many ways. Which Andrew says 3-0. Mark C says Bosch. Phil says Gabby. And there we go. And says Big Gabby. That was a very, very simple goal. In fact, all 3 goals have been very simple tonight. Well, what a first half it's been. And that's the perfect end to it, isn't it? I mean, Gabriel ran from distance out there and unmarked, unchallenged. He's not going to miss that, is he? Very, very simple goal. And that's what Gabriel is good at. That's his 3rd goal of the season. His first goal for quite a while, actually. I think September was the last time he scored. And that was a goal from a corner against Tottenham, wasn't it? Nathan says, signed, sealed and delivered. You do feel it is now. In fact, that was the last action of the first half. Nick Nack says it was like they forgot Gabby was there. They did, didn't they? Nick Nack says, could be a statement win this. It could. Russell says, easy indeed. Nick Nack says, good job. 3-0 doesn't flatter. No, it doesn't flatter us. You're right. Absolutely not. It doesn't at all. Gabriel says, whoa. And says, oh, what an evening for the Gunners. So far, so good. So far, so good. I'd expect a response, though, in the second half from Sporting. You'd imagine their manager will be firing them up at half time, you got to say, because that wasn't very good at all from them, was it? But yeah, it was a really impressive first half from Arsenal. And it's now just a matter of, can we finish the job and get this done? Rajendra says, oops, I was not high enough 3-0. It might be 6-0. It won't be 6-0, will it? I'll tell you the reason why it won't be 6-0 is because at half time now, Arsenal won't really bother attacking in the second half. We're just going to manage the game in a very, very Arteta Pep kind of style. We're just going to keep the ball. We're not going to really take any risks whatsoever. And we're going to see this out. And it will probably finish 3-0 unless Sporting pull a goal back. And then it might be a different game. But I think as it stands, it's probably going to finish 3-0 because Arsenal don't need to go out and attack in the second half. We just need to manage the game now. It's one, isn't it? Let's be honest. 3-0 up at half time, you've won the game. Oh, I haven't changed the score, have I? 3-0 up at half time, you've won the game. So Arsenal don't need to do anything in the second half. We don't need to go scoring loads more goals. You know, that's not the way that we play, is it? So I don't think we will. I think Sporting will come out with something to prove. And it's going to be more difficult anyway. And I think we'll just manage the game, see it through, make a load of substitutions, and probably win 3-0. I say that unless Sporting, of course, were to pull a goal back. Gabriel says we should go for 6-0. We don't need to go for 6-0 though, do we? And really, it doesn't make any difference ultimately, does it? It's winning the game, and the fact if we try and go for a 6-0, we'll probably end up conceding a goal or two, and then. You know, Mikel Arteta is very, very big on controlling the game, isn't he? Keeping control of the game. And we don't need to do anything in the second half other than keep control of the game. And that's it. And I don't think we'll do anything. We won't take any risk whatsoever. Yes, okay, we could get a set piece and score another goal. But I don't think we're going to take any risks at all. We're just going to keep it nice and solid and just see the game out, and I'm sure that's what we'll do in the second half. Nick Nack says, might as well score a few goals though, good for confidence in the plan. Well, it is, yeah, but that's not what Arteta's interested in, is he? He's interested in control. He wants to be in control, doesn't he? He wants the team to be in control of the game. And now we're in control. He's not going to want to give that control over by doing anything stupid in the second half. That'll be his message at half time, pretty much guarantee it. His message will be, don't do anything stupid at half time. That's exactly what he'll say. El Loco says, like Henri said recently, Arsenal needs a statement win away like this to announce themselves in Europe. Yeah, and to be honest with you, if we win 3-0 away in Sporting Lisbon, that is a statement victory, isn't it? That first half is a statement already, isn't it? To say, wow, look at us. Redendra says, how do you know? Well, I know because I've watched this Arsenal team under this manager for a long, long time. And he's going to want to keep control of the game in the second half. He's not going to want to give up control by trying to score more goals when we don't need to. When we don't need to. Gabriel says 6 teams with the same points as us and goal difference, so 6-0. Well, it'll make a difference now, but there's still about 5 million games left to play. Nick Nack says, remember when Man U thrashed Roma 7-1 away back when they were half decent? I do remember that. Yeah, that was a good game, wasn't it? Terry says, Richard, this is Arteta we're talking. Exactly, that's what I mean. That's exactly right. We are talking about Arteta, so that's what we'll do. We'll just manage the game. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. You know, absolutely not. That first half was really, really good. We were in a great position, and let's just not do anything stupid in the second half. That's all we need to do. See this game out. El Loco says, looks like Sporting was all about Amorim. Now he's gone. They look clueless. Well, yeah, they certainly look nowhere near the team that they were before. I say that obviously against Man City, they looked a completely different team, didn't they? And yeah, maybe the managers made a difference here. Who knows? Anyway, I am going to quickly grab a drink and I'll be back very, very shortly. So stay with us for the second half because it's going to be good. Even though there may not be a load more goals to come, it is still going to be good, isn't it? So don't go anywhere. Stay with us. I'll be back very, very shortly for the second half of this Champions League game. It is Sporting Lisbon 0, Arsenal 3. Wow. Gabriel Martinelli, Kai Havertz, and Gabriel has got the other goal. So it's been good stuff, hasn't it? So stay with us. We'll be back very, very shortly. I'm just trying to find a little bit of music to play at half time. Can't find it now, actually. Where's it gone? Oh, it's there. Right. I'll speak very, very shortly, guys. Stay tuned. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll be back for the second half in about 5 minutes. So, welcome back for the second half from Lisbon. Sporting Lisbon 0, Arsenal 3. What a great first half that was. Terry says Yorkie incoming. No, what's happened is, right, I've decided I'm not going to be promoting Yorkie on the channel anymore because they don't want to sponsor me. They don't want to give me free Yorkies, so they can bugger off as far as I'm concerned. I'm still going to eat Yorkies, of course. I won't stop. But unless they're going to, like, you know, at least supply free Yorkies to the channel, I don't see why I should keep promoting them. There's other chocolate bars out there that I like as well. So, you know, if any other chocolate company wants to supply us with free chocolate as a sponsorship, that's absolutely fine. But Yorkie, unless you're going to do it, I'm sorry, I've promoted your products enough on this channel, and you know, you're just not helping me out, are you? I have to buy them, and they've gone up as well, and they've got smaller, and they're not as chunky. Come on, sort it out. I think next says my 2-1 prediction seems a bit silly now. Whoa, there's still a second half to come. Who knows? I remember a game against West Ham a few years ago. We were 3-0 up at half time. We drew 3-all. Do you remember that one? So stranger things about them. Nick Nack says need to make it 6-0 to be Sporting's biggest ever home defeat. City did 5-0 away in 2022. Oh yeah, I seem to remember that now you mentioned actually. Mark C says this is a point in the evening when Rips nips off, stuffs his face with chocolate. Well, they're not chocolate hobnobs. See the hot chocolate hobnobs. There's another one you see. Who makes them? Is that McVitie's? So if they want to sponsor us and send us free biscuits, absolutely no problem at all. We'll unwrap them on the channel live every show. But unless they're going to do that, we're not going to promote any individual products anymore because they're just not helping us out, are they? Why should they get free publicity? Well, they shouldn't, should they? At least give us some free chocolate. Come on. Nick Nack says, well, we can't argue with his choice a bit. No, absolutely not. Well, we need to get them free. They need to send us some free, don't we? That's what needs to happen. Mick Nack says, I'm on the celebrations, but there's only Bounties, Mars and Snickers left now. You can't run celebrations already. It's not even December yet. Right, that's a bit early, isn't it? At least wait till December to start opening your celebrations. So Angel's off to watch her programme. Look, she's off. We thought we might have been able to keep her here, but we haven't. She's gone and watched the programme, whatever it was. I can't remember what it's called now. That's terrible, that, isn't it? When it's on iPlayer, honestly. It is on iPlayer. I'm going to watch it after this game on purpose now. I don't even know what it is. I don't know if I like it or not. I'm going to watch it anyway. I have to go back in the comments and find what it was called. I think that says you two and think it's in the bag. Well, it certainly should be. Regina says Roundtree, Macintosh, now Nestle. It's round your way. Yeah, I mean, I think Roundtree. Are Macintosh still going? I'm sure. I don't know if they still are. Obviously, I think Roundtree are. Nestle, of course, are still going. I think they're in York, aren't they? I think their factory's in York, Nestle. I'm not sure about Macintosh. Do Macintosh still make sweets in there? I'm not sure. Anyway, there is Nestle, and there obviously McVitie's make the biscuits. We was actually a while ago. We stayed at Welling Garden City. We would go to the Emirates and we stayed there because it was a nice place to stay. And we went past the old McVitie's factory. It's shut down then. I don't know where they've moved to, but we went past the old factory there, which was quite cool. Where James says Nestle brought, Nestle Yorkie, Nestle make Yorkie, yeah. So they should send us some free chocolate, 100%. Anyway, we're back out for the second half, so we're getting excited for this. It is Sporting Lisbon 0, Arsenal 3, and I don't think there's been any changes from either side. Well, certainly been no changes from Arsenal. Sporting Lisbon could have changed half their team, really, couldn't they? Let's be honest. Greg says a good bit of business, sell Havertz, and then we could put a down payment now on scaffolding for the improvements. Yeah, maybe, yeah. Or just put a down payment down on Gyökeres, maybe. Although, obviously, Havertz has scored more goals than him tonight, although, of course, in the season, not quite the case. But anyway, Sporting again looking for a response here, aren't they, in the second half? Terry says, what have I missed? The old woman that tricked me into doing the bins. I just get a surprise when I got back. And she says, surprise, colder. It's a little bit, I was out for a run earlier. It wasn't too bad. But it is nearly December. So it's likely to be cold, isn't it? Anyway, Sporting are trying to come forward. They're just giving the ball away. They really haven't got a very good side at all tonight, have they? Arsenal coming forward again. Martin Odegaard plays out to the far side to Timber. But that's poor play actually from Timber. And now Sporting can try and come forward themselves. You do feel an early goal in this second half would certainly give them a lift, wouldn't it? And who knows what might happen from there. Anyway, Goicoechea trying to get forward over on that far side. William Saliba's across. Defended well against him tonight. Oh, they're just giving the ball away though on the edge of the penalty area. This could be a dangerous moment. They've got to play over on this near side. Sporting trying to get themselves back into this game. This is nice football shot from the edge of the box. Oh, it's a good save from Raya down to his left-hand side. And that could be a big moment in this game. If Sporting had pulled a goal back there, who knows what might have happened with the whole of the second half still to play. That was a good effort, actually. And that was a good save. Nick, that says a really good save, yep. No surprises in the other games, all going as you would expect, really. I haven't looked at the other games yet, actually. Anyway, the corner comes into the near post. Oh, and they have scored. They've pulled one back. And it's to come back on. Wow, we said we didn't want them to score early on. They have scored early on. And the response has been immediate from Sporting Lisbon after that disastrous first half. They could have scored just before they won the corner. They did score from the corner. That's a very clever finish, actually, on the edge of the 6-yard box. And that is a nice goal, actually. It wasn't Goicoechea who scored it. It was number 25. Who's number 25? So defender Inacio has got the goal. And suddenly, is this going to be a very, very different night now? Nick Nack says 1-3 is a comeback on. That's something. Well, I mean, it might be. It might well be. The last thing we really wanted was for them to score an early goal in the second half because, now we've got the whole of the second half to play. And basically, the goal we scored just before half time has been wiped out. And we're basically where we were after 20 minutes. Arsenal with a 2-0 lead. And we've got the whole of the second half to play. And now the difference is Sporting have got momentum and they've got a bit more confidence as well. And they're coming forward again over on that far side. But if they have to score a second goal quickly here, suddenly the whole game would change completely, wouldn't it? And they are coming forward over on that far side inside the penalty area. That's a poor ball, actually. But again, Sporting have won it back high up the pitch, but they haven't because Saka's done really well. And then Saka's fouled, and it is going to be a free kick to Arsenal. But, wow, what a start to the second half it's been from Sporting. And suddenly the game's still, obviously Arsenal still well in control at the moment, but who knows? Terry says Ange left it. Oh, maybe Ange going is what's done it. Maybe they know Ange wasn't watching, so they thought, oh, well, we don't have to bother now. Ange is not watching, so who cares? So they just give up. We need Ange to come back to save us. Otherwise, we're going to end up drawing 3-3. So we need Ange to come. We'll just blame her. When she's next on the show, if Arsenal don't win this game, we'll have to blame her, won't we? Mark C said it's her fault. 100% it's her fault. It's not even a question. There's no doubt. If Arsenal don't win this game, we know who to blame, don't we? We know who to blame. It won't be Arteta for once. It'll be Ange. Nick Nack says, Trapper tripped over his own foot there. Yeah, I think he might have done actually. But anyway, you can see why the ref gave the free kick. Nick Nack says that goal has sparked them into life. It has sparked them into life. But there was always that possibility. We know how good they are going forward. And, sometimes being 3-0 up at half time isn't always, I know it sounds stupid, it isn't always a good thing, is it? Because you have got that problem that whereas, they've just given the ball away, actually, Sporting Lisbon now, and Arsenal trying to come forward. Declan Rice on this near side. Can he get to the byline? He can't because it's gone out of play for a goal kick. But yeah, sometimes when you're 3-0 up at half time, you've got that, you're in a little bit of a dilemma, aren't you? Do you go for more goals and really kill the game off, or do you kind of sit back and think, well, we've done the job, now we just have to see it through? And you're kind of stuck in that little limbo, aren't you? Not sure what to do. And I say you do concede a goal, and then suddenly the game changes. And this could be a difficult second half. They're coming forward again now. Goicoechea's on the edge of the box, and he's won a free kick right on the edge there, right on the edge. I think was it Gabriel maybe got a little bit too tight there to the Swede. It was Gabriel. Yeah, you can see he's pulled his shirt there. He has pulled his shirt. I mean, Goicoechea's made sure he didn't need to go down, did he? But he's made sure that he had to. And he's won the free kick. The referee was right there anyway. And Gabriel can't really complain there. Bit silly it was actually from Gabriel. And there's a free kick right on the edge of the box here for Sporting. It might actually be a little bit too close because it's very difficult to get it up and over the wall and then get it down inside the goal, isn't it? From that close, it's right on the very edge of the penalty area. Terry said, I'll take it all back. She just brought me in syrup, pudding and custard. Oh, wow, there you go. You've been spoiled tonight, Terry. You are being spoiled. Anyway, we've now got to try and keep this free kick out because if Sporting were to score here, it's only 51 minutes on the clock. It gives them plenty of time, doesn't it, for more goals. And it is going to be Goikarez lining up this free kick on the edge of the penalty area. Goes for power, too much power. It's gone high over the crossbar. I don't know if he was trying to maybe get a deflection off the wall. But he's got that all wrong completely, hasn't he? And it's gone up into row Z behind the goal. And, yes, very strange free kick. Anyway, it's a goal kick to Arsenal, which David Raya is going to take. Well, who is he going to take? And he's just got himself a yellow card for not taking it quickly enough. The referee having none of that. And he's going to have to be careful now, isn't he? Because it's 51 minutes. And if Sporting score another goal, he's going to try and waste more time, isn't he? But I've never seen a goalkeeper get sent off for 2 yellow cards for time wasting. So it would be a first, wouldn't it? But it would be a first that would be typical for us to create, wouldn't it? A new bit of history. Or maybe a goalkeeper has been sent off for 2 yellow cards for time wasting. I don't remember ever seeing it. But anyway, he does need to be careful because he does like to take his time over everything, doesn't he? He's never in a hurry, is he, David Raya? But he's going to have to speed things up a bit in the rest of this game because there's still a very, very long way to go. It's only 52 and a half minutes played. And it is Sporting 1, Arsenal 3 now. That goal very early in the second half from Sporting Lisbon has put a slightly different complexion on it. Russ said, stupid yellow card for Raya. It is. Well, as time wasting, there's always a stupid yellow, isn't it? Mark says, I hope we don't start the time wasting stuff. It's too early to be doing that. Well, it is really too early to be doing that. But that's Arteta's fear, isn't it? That he's drilled into the team as well. He's got fear and he drills it into the team. And Martin Odegaard now tries to play the ball through to Saka, but he's overhit that. Runs into the arms of the goalkeeper who throws it out to this near side. Lots of space here for Sporting Lisbon to come forward. And they've certainly got pace in this team. And there's a foul there by Martinelli. It's going to be another free kick to Sporting Lisbon. Nick Next says, it isn't time wasting, it's to score a couple more goals. Well, exactly, yeah. But Arteta's, that's the way he wants to play, doesn't he? He wants to play that style. He wants to waste time. He wants to break the play up. He wants to do all those things that are not very nice to watch. This typical Spanish thing, isn't it, really? A Barcelona thing. It's what they've done for years. Well, I suppose it's a Pep Guardiola thing, really, isn't it? Not that he invented it particularly, but it's more Latin America, wasn't it? Argentina and stuff like that. And even Italy actually used to do that, didn't they, back in the day in international football. Anyway, it's a long ball over the top up this near side. I don't think, as quick as he is, this fullback is never going to get that ball, is he? And it's gone out for a throw to Arsenal, which Calafiori is going to take. And I think the referee is going to be pretty hot on any sort of time wasting, isn't he? Calafiori's headband makes him look like a 1980s Wimbledon tennis player. He's won the ball back there after the throw wasn't great, actually. And Sporting are back in possession. And Arsenal pretty much playing his second half as I assume we would. Quite happy to sit deep and let Sporting have the ball. And they've managed to get themselves a goal, though. So, totally different game now. Totally different game now. Daniel says all teams are doing it now. Well, all teams are doing it now, but it doesn't make it right, does it? What it needs to be, someone needs to be brave and say, actually, we're not going to do that. We're not going to play that way. But no one's brave enough to stand up against it and say, no, we're not going to do it anymore. We're going to play our football. But yeah, too many teams don't do it. Greg says, surely Arteta will bring on Zinchenko soon. Yeah, I think he will, yeah. Russ says we look rattled. We do look rattled. And I think we look rattled because Sporting have upped the game a little bit. And I think we've been in that little zone where you're not really sure what to do. And I think that Sporting Lisbon have capitalised on that in the second half so far. I can certainly see them getting another goal. It's just how early in the game or how late in the game do they get it? Are they going to get it late enough to be able to, early enough, to be able to really put us under pressure? Or can we see this little spell through? We've played 11 minutes in the second half and Sporting coming forward again, drilled in. Oh, at the near post. And I don't know whether David Raya was slightly caught out there. Did he think it was going to be a cross? Was it a miss-hit cross? I'm not sure. It was Edwards. In fact, he got a deflection off Thomas Partey. It was probably going to go into the side net. And it would have been a corner anyway, but it's definitely a corner now. And Sporting did, of course, score from their last corner. And they've got another one here over on that far side. Let's see whether Arsenal can defend this one a little bit better than the last one. Corner comes in, the header comes in, but this time it's going to be a comfortable save for David Raya just underneath the crossbar. Nick Nack says there was a deflection. Yeah, there was a deflection on it, yeah. But so I think it was going to go into the side netting. It wasn't going to go in. But obviously David Raya was maybe trying to prevent the corner anyway. Martin Ødegaard now bringing it forward for Arsenal. We just need to get ourselves on the ball for a bit, don't we? And just, get our composure back. Martin now on his near side. Plays the ball back to Calafiore. Declan Rice now finds Martinelli on his near side. Plays it back to Declan Rice. Could be quite a long second half this, couldn't it? Nick Nack says, take this thing out of games. That's what we need to do. That's what we needed to do from the start, really. We didn't really want to give them the incentive of scoring a goal, did we? But anyway, that's what we've done. We've just given the ball away again, actually. Martin Ødegaard and Sporting coming forward again. And we are looking rather ragged in this second half, you have to say. And Sporting coming forward again. On the edge of the Arsenal penalty. Goicoechea touches off. This is nice football. The shot comes in. It's just over the crossbar there from Edwards. He's having more and more impact in this game, isn't he? Marcus Edwards. Of course, the Englishman playing in Portugal. And it wasn't, it opened up for him slightly there. He maybe took he took an extra touch that he maybe didn't need to. He could have maybe got that shot away a little bit quicker than what he did. And in the end, that's what cost him the opportunity to find the target. Anyway, we've given the ball away again, high up the pitch, and it's all Sporting at the moment. And it's come to Goicoechea inside the box. He turns away from Gabriel, shows good strength there. He's still got the ball, and it's gone out. As it hasn't. Just about kept in. Well, that was a nervy moment again for Arsenal. We've got ourselves in a bit of trouble actually in this second half. Got ourselves in quite a lot of trouble actually. And Goicoechea there was almost in, showing his quality there. He's not really had much impact in this game, has he? I think he's Europe's top scorer, isn't he, this season so far? But he's not been in this game too much, but he almost got a goal there, didn't he? He almost made a goal for himself, in actual fact. And he showed good strength and good feet. Couldn't quite manage to get the shot away. And it was good defending from Gabriel. I mean, Gabriel and Saliba have defended well against him so far, you have to say. But there's still a long way to go. And you do feel he's going to get a chance or two in this game. The big Swede. It's just, can we keep him out? I mean, Sweden have got a couple of good strikers, haven't they? With Alexander Isak as well, of course, playing in the Premier League for Newcastle. He's a very good player. Goicoechea is a good player as well. Anyway, they've all played through now, but Arsenal just defend that on the edge of their own box with Thomas Partey. But again, we play ourselves into trouble. Martin Ødegaard trying to turn back, turns into trouble. And now Sporting Lisbon again have got the ball over on that far side. This is a good spell from them. In fact, they've had a really good second half. And that's what you want to see from your manager, don't you? Your team. You have a terrible first half. You want to see a response. And they still may lose this game, Sporting Lisbon. But you have to say they've given it a go in this second half now. And they're causing us problem after problem. They're coming forward again, this time up the near side. The cross comes in. It wasn't a good ball. Easily cleared away by Gabriel. But there's no Arsenal player in the Sporting Lisbon half. Mark C says, please don't sit back, lads, and try and defend out the last half hour. Well, that's what we are going to do because that's all we know. That's all we know. That's all this manager knows. That's all he wants to do is just exactly do that. Sit deep, invite pressure on. And that's what we've done for the last however many years, really. And it's a dangerous... It's all right, in a lot of the Premier League games, to be honest, we're good enough to do it because the other teams aren't clever enough to be able to do anything about it. In the Champions League, it's a different matter. Or is he given? We had a throw there. We took too long to take it, and he's given a throw to Sporting Lisbon. I don't know if I've ever seen that happen before either, actually. I mean, it did take a long time over it, actually. And, Arsenal are not managing this game particularly well in the second half, just not managing it at all. And I can see Sporting Lisbon getting a second goal at some point. It's just, will it come early enough? Goicoechea now is having a run. He tries a shot. Oh, it's just over the bar. He's very direct, isn't he? Very direct there. He didn't want to hang about there, did he? He got the ball early. And the angle wasn't great, but he wasn't put off by the angle, was he? He knows where the goal is. And he certainly hit it hard. Just too high. And that's the threat that he poses. And that's the threat that Sporting Lisbon pose as well in this game, in this second half. And suddenly it is a different game. Anyway, Arsenal coming forward now. Over on that far side, Bukayo Saka having a run at the Sporting defence. Has played out to Timber, plays a cross in. And it's good defending, actually. And then Sporting can clear it away, not very far. And Saliba's put under pressure there. And Sporting are actually really working hard to put us under pressure. And it's a throw to Arsenal, though. Timber takes over on that far side, but again, Sporting have won the ball back, but not for very long because they're just giving it away. Here comes Martin Ødegaard. Oh, that's a good tackle. Another good tackle. Another good tackle. Oh, he's given a penalty. What? Oh, I wasn't sure about that. Martin Ødegaard's gone down. It was three tackles there. Let's have a look at the replay of this. They look good tackles, actually. The first one there, that's a good tackle. That's a good tackle. Oh, no, the second one, the third one isn't a good tackle. He's come through the back of him, and that is definitely a penalty there. That was a silly challenge, actually. Really, really stupid challenge that was. Or did he actually get a touch on the ball there? No, I don't think he did. I think it is a penalty. I don't think there's much doubt about that. I think that said he's given it. Indeed, he has. He does catch him, yeah. Depends what angle you see it from here, but he did obviously catch him. It was a silly tackle on him. There was no need to make that tackle, really. I didn't think there. It was Diamonde who's had a bit of a strange game, and Arsenal got a penalty. Oh, like I said, it's a penalty. It is, yeah. Obviously, seeing the replay of it, you can clearly see. Anyway, it's going to be Kai Havertz, is it, to take it? Because we did miss a penalty in the... I don't know if it's going to be Bukayo Saka. I was going to say, Bukayo Saka would normally take it, wouldn't he? Nick Nack says the ball had already gone, so it was a bit daft. Yeah, it was. It was a stupid tackle. Anyway, it's Bukayo Saka. We did, of course, miss a penalty in the Champions League, didn't we, in one of the earlier games? Was it against Spartak Moscow? Shakhtar Donetsk. So anyway, it's going to be Saka now to put this game possibly to bed midway through this second half. Saka from the penalty spot to make it 4-1. It will start to run up. Oh, he just finds a corner. He does put it away. It is 4-1. Wow, your goalkeeper almost got a fingertip to that, but he wasn't able to keep it out. And that should settle the nerves, shouldn't it? The nerves that were starting to build, you felt. And we've been gifted a fourth goal there. There's no doubt about that. Absolutely gifted it. In fact, a lot of our goals have been gifted. He's come through the wrong side of him there. That's a silly challenge, that, isn't it? Ridiculous. The James have gone 4-1. Indeed, Nick Nat says nicely done. It was. Goalkeeper was a bit unlucky, actually, because he went the right way. It was just right in that corner. There's no saving that, is there? Mark C says 4-4 it is there. Well, yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. Elnoko says that Saka penalty is what you call a crowd silence. I lovely. It was, yeah, beautiful penalty right into the side netting. And it is 4-1. And surely that's that. You imagine that's that. I think that's what we needed just to settle us down again. Came out of nothing, really, didn't it? We've been gifted that. Gabriel says nice penalty. Nick that says no keeper saving it. Indeed, no keeper is saving it. And midway through the second half, Arsenal have surely sealed the points with a fourth goal. I still think there might be more goals in this game. I can still see Sporting scoring again. They've been a threat in this second half. And they're coming forward again up this near side. They're going to be making two substitutions very shortly as well. Sporting Lisbon. what we've got to do now is just keep this 3-goal lead for a bit longer than we did last time. And then we'll probably be all right. Greg says, time to bring on the cavalry. Yeah. The cavalry of defenders, I'm assuming you mean. Anyway. My light's decided it doesn't want to work particularly well now. Does that sometimes, this light? I don't know what's up with it. Anyway, we won't too much about that, will we? Anyway, the ball's out to that far side. And Sporting now back in possession again. Looking to try to get another goal. This is nice play. Goico inside the area. Turn. Shots deflected. Oh, and David Ray has just managed to keep it out. Took a few steps back towards the goal. And it wasn't in. The referee clearly stated it wasn't in. Didn't look like it was in. And I'm sure David Raya knew what he was doing there. But the deflection meant it looped up. And no, it was nowhere near over the line, was it? His feet were over the line, but not the ball. He kept the ball in front of him. He did well there, actually. Anyway, now it's going to be 2 substitutions for Sporting Lisbon. And see what these substitutes can bring. So Marcus Edwards is going off. One of the players has gone off. I thought he had a good second half, actually. And Araujo's gone off as well. And it's Braganca and Catamo that's come on for Sporting. Aggie says, who scored for Sporting was out for a while. It was the defender, number 25, Inacio, who scored from a corner. It is another corner to Arsenal. And we did, of course, score our 3rd goal from a corner, didn't we? And Saka did well, actually, to win that corner. And it is going to be taken over on that far side, probably by Bukayo Saka. And Nick Nack says, Inter are top as it stands. Are they? Okay. Not that we're that bothered, because it doesn't matter if you're top of the group or not. You don't win anything, do you? You don't win a trophy if you've been to top of the group stage, do you? The league stage, sorry, not group stage, league stage. And we also got a corner over on that far side. Saka with it, goes deep, too deep, and it's going to go out for a goal kick to Sporting Lisbon. Nick Nack says PSG heading out on 4 points. Are they really? Okay, well, maybe they shouldn't have loaned that player to West Ham. Soler, because he had a great game last night, didn't he? Yeah, Martinelli's gone down inside the penalty area. It was a shoulder-to-shoulder shot. Oh, and he's caught it with his arm, actually. Again, it's Diamante there. Egg says PSG red card. Oh, right, okay. So Trossard's coming on, and Mikel Merino's coming on. And Martinelli's going off, is he? Yeah, he is. Martinelli's gone off. It was his goal that started it all off tonight after just 7 minutes. And Trossard's come on for him. And Declan Rice is going off. Maybe still not quite fit, is he, with his broken toe. And Mikel Merino is coming on. Merino. And they're the 2 changes for Arsenal. Gabriel says, as it stands, we are sitting just top 8 on goal difference, ironically above Sporting. Oh, right, okay. That's good, isn't it? Nick Nack says, Rice, he gets to rest his toe. Indeed, he does. He'll want to be fit for Saturday when he against West Ham, I'm sure. And he will be looking. He scored against West Ham last season, didn't he, in that game at the London Stadium? I'm sure he'll be looking for similar again. But that's going to be a difficult game, that, for Arsenal. You have to say, I thought West Ham were good last night. And that'll be a tough game. But if we play like we did in the first half here, we won't have too many problems, will we? But whether or not we can do that remains to be seen. Anyway, the ball's gone out. It's going to be a throw to Arsenal on this near side. We've played 70 minutes. There's 20 minutes left. And Arsenal are looking on course for a very, very good away victory in Europe. I think it'll be our first away win in the Champions League group stage so far. We drew in Atalanta. We lost in Milan. And now we're going to be winning away in Portugal. It looks as though we are anyway, with 20 minutes to play. But who knows? Sporting are coming forward here. If they can manage to get a second goal, there'll still be some time to put some pressure on us. And they've certainly had one or two bright moments in the second half, haven't they? Gabriel says, we want revenge on West Ham. Well, we did beat them 6-0 last season, so that was pretty good revenge, wasn't it? I'm not sure we'll do much better than that this time. But anyway, just want to win the game. Really, that's what it's about, isn't it? We just need to keep this little bit of momentum built up now on a slightly better run, or a good run now compared to what went before it. We just need to keep this going, don't we? Keep this run going, build some momentum, beat West Ham, and then, things will be looking really positive, won't they? Going into the busy Christmas period. A lot of games, a lot of points to be won and lost. And we need to make sure we keep the pressure on Liverpool. I mean, it's a big weekend, isn't it? Because if we don't beat West Ham and then Liverpool were to beat Man City, then suddenly you're looking at it and thinking, you know what? That title's going to be looking a long way away, isn't it? But it's early enough in the season for Liverpool to fall apart. They don't look as though they're going to yet, but who knows? Anyway, Sporting are coming forward now. They've got a little bit of space on this near side. So if they get a second goal now, it could make it a little bit more interesting again, couldn't it? A little bit more nervy. Or when a shot from the edge of the box comes in. Oh, it's another good save from David Raya down to his left-hand side. He's made two good saves in this second half. I feel says strong hand from Raya it was. And he made that save, a very similar save that he made earlier on as well. And it was after that save, the corner that they actually scored from. That's a really good save from David Raya. But it's another corner that Arsenal are going to have to defend this. 72 minutes played. And it's going to be the same corner again towards that near post. And Raya punches it. Wasn't very convincing there. Shot comes in from the edge of the box, but it's gone high over the crossbar. And Arsenal escape that moment there of panic or worry. And here's another goal kick to Arsenal. David Raya's going to have to take this one a little bit quicker, isn't he, than last time? Otherwise, he might end up getting himself a second yellow card, which would be a disaster. The Arsenal now trying to move the ball through midfield. Played it to Martin Odegaard over on that far side. Now it's with Saka right on that far touchline. Arsenal's right. Brings the ball in field. His penalty has surely sealed the victory for Arsenal tonight. And he's going to keep this in, as he know he's not. Just rolls out for a goal kick. And I think Arsenal are thinking about maybe more changes here in the last, 15, 16 minutes. Mark C says a fifth goal for us is there for the taking if we go for it. No, you think that there is, yeah. I mean, I don't think they've been that great defensively all night, Sporting, actually. And yeah, we could certainly get one. But then you do feel as though they can get a second one as well. Goico is showing his class there with a lovely take there and held the ball up well. And now there's an opportunity here for a second goal. It's deflected just over the crossbar. Raya was struggling there. It was Trincao there with the effort. Trincao, sorry, with the effort on the edge of the box. It just took a deflection off Gabriel and it almost dipped under that crossbar as well. And in fact, had it not got a deflection, I think David Raya may well have struggled to save that. But it's another corner, though, to Sporting Lisbon. They've played much better in the second half, you have to say. And as long as we can see out this next 5 minutes or so, you do feel as though we've done enough to win. But if they were to score from this corner, then who knows? It's a very high corner towards the edge of the 6-yard box. Wasn't a great corner, actually, but Arsenal can't get it away. And it's bobbling around inside the penalty area. And then Gabriel just hoofs it clear. El Loco says, Raya has really won us over. He's much more steady than Ramsdale. I'm sure I would say I told you so. Well, I don't think he's the only one. I mean, I never rated Aaron Ramsdale anyway. And I remember saying on the channel last year, or maybe it was the year before, I can't remember. I remember saying that you're not going to win the league. You're not going to win anything with Aaron Ramsdale as your goalkeeper. You're not. He can make some good saves, but he was far too inconsistent. And he lacked concentration. He just wasn't the commanding goalkeeper that you need. And David Raya he's a calming influence, isn't he? And he can make those great saves. And he was always an upgrade. And I think the fans, for some reason, overrated Aaron Ramsdale because he wasn't a very good goalkeeper. He's where he should be now. He's at Southampton, a team battling relegation. That's where he's been his whole career. Well, did anybody think that he's suddenly going to be a a title chasing goalkeeper. He was never good enough. He cost us the title, didn't he? 2 seasons ago. So of course David was always an upgrade. He was always going to be an upgrade. El Loco says Ramsdale was always distracted by a crowd behind his post. Yeah, I think he was just distracted in general. He got distracted far too easily, didn't he, Aaron Ramsdale? And that was the problem. You know, if you're a goalkeeper, one thing you've got to have is good concentration, especially when you're playing for a team that has a lot of possession of the ball, because you're not always doing a lot. You know, Arsenal just lost the ball in midfield, but it wasn't a great ball forward. Again, the service to Goicoechea hasn't been great tonight. He's had 1 or 2 bright moments, hasn't he? But he's not really threatened too much. Phil says, think because he was a bit of a character, people warmed to him, but he was shy. He was absolutely shy, yeah. I would say he's one of the worst goalkeepers that we, obviously we remember the days of Almunia, don't we, Phil? And he was terrible, but I don't think Aaron Ramsdale was any better than Almunia. Honestly, I don't. He just had a better defence in front of him. So he maybe got away with a lot of his howlers. But to me, he was just the next Almunia. Terry says Arsenal fans overrating people. I don't believe it. Yeah, they pretty much overrate everybody, don't they? And that's the problem, really. And Calafiori's just committed a foul on Trincao. And now Arsenal making some more substitutes. It is time for Zinchenko. We knew Zinchenko would be coming on. And there's another substitute for them. Morita's gone off and Harder's come on. I don't know if he's Pinella Harder's brother. Anyway, he's come on for Sporting Lisbon, and Ethan and Nwaneri's coming on for Arsenal along with Alexander Zinchenko. Calafiori is one of the players to go off. And our worst player and our best player are coming on at the same time. And Martin Odegaard's going off as well. Of course, he's still working his way back to full fitness. And it's funny that when he was when he was injured and out of the team, Ethan hardly got a game, hardly got the time on the pitch. And now he's back. He's bringing him on to replace Odegaard. Very, very strange. Anyway, El Loco says, here comes the cavalry now. Ethan, indeed, Ethan is on. And again, Mikel Arteta has brought him on when the game is in a comfortable position. You know, we're 4-1 up. We were 2-0 up the other day, he brought him on. Terry says, Zinchenko on 4-3. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised at all if that was what happens. Anyway, let's see. Sporting are in possession at the moment. We're into the last 12 minutes. The second goal now for Sporting would be make it a bit more nervy again, wouldn't it? That fourth goal certainly helped and should be enough to get us over the line. We're just giving the ball away again. Almost fell for Goicoechea there, but William Saliba just hooked that one away. Sporting again, they're coming forward over on the far side. They've played some nice stuff in the second half. They got an absolute battering in the first half, didn't they? Oh, there was too much doing there, and Mikel Merino just won the ball back fairly comfortably inside. Was it? Oh, yeah, it was Mikel Merino, yeah. And now Timber has won a throw for Arsenal over on that far side. Patrick says, great performance. It was a great first half. We've been a little bit ragged in the second half. We haven't quite got our rhythm going. And we was rather gifted to penalty. Zinchenko's ball forward finds Havertz. And he's managed to find Trossard on this near side. Leandro Trossard plays it back again to Zinchenko. Last 10 minutes now of the game here. Arsenal looking set for a very big victory. That might put us back into that top 8. Seems a strange thing to say. The top 8 where you want to be. Imagine Mikel Arteta likes finishing to top 8, doesn't he? Anyway, it was a good run there over on that far side by Ethan Nwaneri, but the cross was straight to the arms of the goalkeeper. Patrick says Victor Goicoechea, Arsenal in January, I believe. I'm not sure about that, but we'll see. Olaka says, looks like Aaron made Sporting overachieve. He was their sweet sauce. Yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe he did. I mean, I think they've shown glimpses in the second half, haven't they, of what they're about, and glimpses of what they did against Manchester City as well. But obviously, when you're 3-0 down, you've got nothing to lose, really, have you? I suppose the pressure's a bit different. In that first half, they were really poor Sporting. We were really good. And I think it was a combination of those two things that, brought about that scoreline of 3-0. Second half was always going to be tighter. We knew it would be. And, fair play to Sporting. They played better. But we've looked like we're going to see this through and manage the game and get the 3 points, which was the most important thing. Always is, isn't it? Win your games. That's all you need to do. It sounds easy. Of course, it's never easy. It's never going to be easy. Certainly not in the Champions League. And this has been a really impressive victory. Now it's with Saka over on that far side. Plays the ball in field to Mikel Merino, touched it off to Zinchenko, went behind the Ukrainian. Plays it back to Thomas Partey. The ball then comes off the referee, off Trossard. He almost tried to play a 1-2. And the referee's going to give a drop ball. In fact, Raheem Sterling's coming on now. He's still got that stupid hair, hasn't he? He needs to sort that out. Anyway, Thomas Partey now over on that far side. Gets the ball out to Bukayo Saka. Plays the ball back. Oh, this is nice play here from Timber. On the edge of the box, it's Mikel Merino with a shot. The goalkeeper saved it. Trossard's going to head it in. I don't know if he's offside. I don't think he is. It is a goal. Trossard has got one. And finally, Arsenal do get the fifth. It was a shot initially from Mikel Merino from the edge of the box. The goalkeeper saved it, couldn't hold it, and Trossard heads it in from very, very close range. And that's the sort of chance that you want when you haven't scored for a while. Just heads it into the empty net. Nice and simple. And it is 5-1. The goalie's not exactly covered himself in glory there either. He hasn't had a great game, the goalkeeper, actually. And again, Sporting's defence all over the place. Vijayendra says 5-1. Phil says Tross bags what he does. Blimey, you weren't going to miss from there. No, of course he wasn't going to miss from there. Absolutely not. And it's fifth different goal scorer for Arsenal tonight. And this one's Leandro Trossard. Talk of that new contract. He does seem to make more impact when he comes off the bench, doesn't he? So Gabriel's coming off now. Not quite sure what's going on there. And Jacob Kiwior is coming on. And we're into the last, 7 minutes, 7 or 8 minutes here in Lisbon. It's been a good night for Arsenal. One of our more impressive away days in the Champions League. And Kiwior is going to come on at the end here to replace Gabriel. Let's hope he's not going to be injured for the weekend, because that would not be good, would it? Ahead of that West Ham game. Ag says, well then, can go to bed with a smile. Thank you. Good night. Good night. We'll see you very soon, I'm sure. Hopefully, you should go to sleep with a smile on your face after that. Awoloko says, our best night in Europe since Henry led that 5-1 demolition of Inter in 2002. Yeah, it was. I think it was 2003. But yeah, you're right. It probably is our most impressive. We'll be our biggest away win in Europe, certainly away from home. Anyway, Sporting coming forward again, looking for another goal maybe. It's a good run, this actually. Shot comes in from the edge of the box, but it's gone wide. They're not frightened to shoot, are they, Sporting Lisbon? Anyway, Greg says, Arteta's been watching the women not sitting back. I mean, I thought we did. We sat back for about 20 minutes, didn't we? We got a little bit fortunate with a penalty. And, of course, then that's kind of sealed the result, hasn't it, really? And it's become a lot more easier in the last 15 minutes than it may well have been. You know, but sometimes, every game, you're going to have difficult moments where the other team come into it. And it's how you manage those moments. And, you know, we just about managed to see that through. We didn't concede the second goal, which was so important, because had they got a second goal, then you did kind of fear what might have happened. But they didn't. And then, of course, we managed to get the penalty, and it's been pretty easy since then, hasn't it? Anyway, Arsenal coming forward again over on that far side. Bukayo Saka. Kai Havertz, Saka again. Now it's with Mikel Merino. His shot led to that fifth goal. Timber now finds Saka over on that far side. Arsenal might well get a sixth here. There's still time. And you do feel as though Sporting maybe now their heads have got a little bit. They know their game's done. They know it's been a humbling experience for them. Yeah, the ball chipped into the box there by Trossard. But again, Sporting can't get it away. Trossard again on the edge of the box, but he's tackled And now Sporting can try and bring the ball away up that far side. Oh, that's a nice turn, actually. Is that Gyökeres again? He's going to go all on his own. He's got no support. He's going to have to go on his own. The angle's tight, and he's hit the woodwork. He's hit the post, Gyökeres. He's hardly had a sniff tonight. That's what he's all about, and they still haven't got the ball away, Arsenal, but that's a terrible shot there from Trincao. But Gyökeres there, that was just sheer quality there. He was quite happy to take it on his own past Kiwior. And he's actually hit the post on a crossbar there from a tight angle. He's hit the post and the crossbar. That's what he's about, this lad. That is why he would be a great signing for Arsenal, wouldn't he? He would be the difference maker. He would be our Haaland. I'm not saying he scored as many goals as Haaland necessarily, although this season he scored more. But anyway, Mark says we can jump 2 or 3 spots if we tuck another one in. Yeah, but there's still about 5 games left, isn't there? So I don't suppose it matters too much, really. There's plenty of games left. We've got a lot of easy, winnable games to come. Well, I say winnable games, not easy games. We've got some winnable games at home to come. So I can't see goal difference making any difference. I think we're going to finish easily in the top 8 anyway with the games we've got left. So I wouldn't really worry too much about it. You know, it's been a good victory. We don't need to be 8th yet, do we? As long as we're in the top 8 at the end of it, when it matters, that's all that matters, really, isn't it? And so I think we'll win our next 2 at home. And then we're nearly there, aren't we? Anyway, Gyökeres there. I suppose the problem is now, of course, Man United, he might want to go there, mightn't he? And go back with his manager that he was working with before. That's always a possibility now, isn't it? If he's going to go anywhere, would Man United be favourites for him? Anyway, Trincão's now going off for these last 3.5 minutes that remain. And Gonzalo Inacio's going off as well, who's goal scorer for Sporting Lisbon. And who's coming on? Mateus Reis and João Simões is coming on as well for them. And that's their last 2 substitutions, isn't it? Terry says, Sporting's manager looks like a cross between Gary Neville and Phil Jagielka. He does a bit, actually, doesn't he? Phil Jagielka's quite a good one. He does look a bit like him, doesn't he? Anyway, again, some rather panic defending from Sporting Lisbon. And Arsenal pick the ball up again on this near side. Trossard, the 5th Arsenal goal scorer tonight. 5th different Arsenal goal scorer as well. And that's a good sign, isn't it, when the goals can be spread around the team. We're not just relying on one player like Gyökeres. We've got goals in the whole team. And maybe that might be one of the reasons why we don't end up signing him, because that's what Mikel Arteta will feel. Anyway, Gyökeres is off again. He is a great player. There's no doubt about it. It's not been his night tonight, of course, but he is a great player. And he's caused us 1 or 2 issues, and he's won a throw over on this near side, moving into the last minute of the 90. There'll be a bit of stoppage time, won't there? 3 or 4 minutes maybe. But it's not going to make any difference to the scoreline here. Arsenal are clearly going to be winning this game, and in very impressive style, you have to say, particularly in the first half. We were really, really good, especially for the first 25 minutes, half an hour or so. We got a 2-goal lead with Martinelli and Kai Havertz. And then right on half-time, we got the 3rd goal. Gabriel scored a header from a corner. And that looked like that was going to be that. Game over. But right at the start of the second half, Sporting pulled a goal back, goal at a corner of their own. And Arsenal looked shaky for 10, 15 minutes. And had Sporting got another one at that point, who knows what might have happened. But in the end, Martin Odegaard was brought down in the penalty area. A clumsy challenge on him. Bukayo Saka tucked away the penalty, and that pretty much sealed it. And then just near the end there, Mikel Merino's shot was pushed out by the goalkeeper, and Trossard was on hand, a substitute to head it in. Arsenal looking for a 6th goal now inside the penalty area. Shot comes in, the goal, he saved it again. Again, he couldn't hold it. Havertz couldn't get in there again. Greg says, Ange is safe now. She is safe now, yes. We were slightly worried about Ange, wasn't we? Thinking that she was going to take the blame if we threw it away. Gabriel says, Man City about to blow a 3-0 is crazy. Are they? Well, okay. I mean, we'll look at the other scores in a minute when this game's finished. It's going to be 2 minutes of stoppage time. And Arsenal might get a goal here again. It's Trossard on this near side, pulls it across. Oh, maybe he had too much pace on it. And in the end, Sporting clear it away. Looked like Kai Havertz was going to get another tap in tonight, but not quite there. And now Sporting's going to come forward over on the far side. Gyökeres has run offside, but he's back on side again now, though, if he gets the ball over on that far side, and he does. There's still time for him to get a goal. He tends to score most games. He tries a shot from distance, but that one's gone high over the bar. And it looks as though that might well be that. And although he's shown some good stuff tonight, hasn't he, the Swede? It hasn't been his night. He hasn't managed to get himself on the score sheet. And Arsenal are cruising to a very, very impressive victory here in Portugal. And it's 5-1. And Declan Rice and Gabriel there having some fun on the substitutes bench. Both players, of course, having gone off. Gabriel did, of course, score in the first half. Trademark header from a corner. His third such goal this season. Sporting coming forward again. I'd like to get a second goal, wouldn't they? They have won a free kick over on that far side. We're into the last few seconds of stoppage time. And this will probably be the last action. Arsenal score with the last kick of the first half. Sporting going to score with the last kick of the second half. Oh, they've just hit the crossbar again. That was a shot from distance there from Højlund. And it was it tipped onto the bar by David Raya? And it was just dipping. Oh, and it was. David Raya just got a touch there. It's going to be a corner. We've played the 2 minutes of stoppage time. And this will be the final action of this game. And Sporting going to score like we did at the end of the first half. And they have. No, they haven't. David Raya saved that one as well. Looked as though it was going to be a second goal there for Sporting Lisbon. They're still in possession. We still play on. Shot from the edge of the box is deflected. And now Arsenal have got a counter-attacking opportunity. That's a ball played through towards Trossard. Trossard's got a good touch on it here. Trossard, is he going to score another one? Cuts inside, but he did too much there. In fact, there goes the full-time whistle. It is all over here in Lisbon. Sporting 1, Arsenal 5. That was a great response. We struggled for goals in the Champions League this season, but not tonight. The goals flow in. It was Martinelli tapped home the first in the very, very early stages of this game after just 7 minutes. Good cross from Timber from the right-hand side. It was then 2-0 when Havertz tucked in another cross from the right-hand side. This one was from Saka. And that was a great start. We looked in control of the game. And then just before half-time, Gabriel rose to head home. Declan Rice's corner to make it 3-0. And it looked all over. It looked all over at half-time. But the second half, to be fair to Sporting, they came out. They got a goal back very early on, made it 3-1. We were rocking and rolling for a little bit. And then we got the penalty, of course. Martinelli goal was brought down and Saka did the rest from the spot. And then right near the end, substitutes, Mikel Merino's shot was saved and it was headed in by Leandro Trossard to make it 5-1. There could have been more goals in this game. Gyökeres hit the crossbar in the second half. David Raya made a couple of good saves as well. And it was a good win, though, for Arsenal. A good performance. And, yeah, we've hit a good run of form again, haven't we, following our sticky patch that we had where we didn't look as though we was going to win another game. But it was good play tonight. Some good football. Defended pretty well for most of it. So a little shaky spell at the start of the second half, but we saw it through and came away with a very, very big 3 points. Idiatek says, good game it was. Tom's of us, my friend, he says, great win. Got to laugh at City. Great evening all round. Phil says, great night. Nice surprise win. No, exactly. It was a surprise. So let's have a look at the other score because I've not been watching them. Let's have a look, shall we? So these are the Champions League scores then. Slovan Bratislava 2, AC Milan 3, Sparta Prague 0, Atletico Madrid 6, Barcelona 3, Brest 0, Leverkusen 5, RB Salzburg 0, Bayern Munich 1, PSG 0, Inter Milan 1, Leipzig 0. It is Manchester City 3, Feyenoord 3, and Feyenoord scored 3 goals in the last 15 minutes. Looks as though they're going to get a draw. They're still playing there at the City of Manchester Stadium. Obviously, Sporting 1, Arsenal 5, and Young Boys 1, Atalanta 6. So a lot of goals dotted around tonight. As things stand, Inter Milan are top on 13 points, Barcelona second on 12, Liverpool third, also on 12, but they, of course, are playing tomorrow. Atalanta next on 11 points. They are fourth. Yeah. Leverkusen fifth, Monaco sixth, Arsenal seventh, Sporting eighth, all on 10 points. Brest are ninth. They're on 10 points as well. And then there's a bunch of teams on 9: Dortmund, Bayern Munich, Aston Villa, Atletico, AC Milan, and then Manchester City currently on 8 points. That's how it stands at the moment. Feels the City are 15th, we're 7th. Yeah, but there's only 2 points between us. A lot of places, but only 2 points. Gratz finally got here. He says, hi there. Just as I predicted, told my friend they were going to win 6-1. Yeah, but it was only 5-1, so you was wrong, wasn't you? But that was a good guess anyway, because not too many people were expecting a result like that. Anyway, at the bottom of this massive league, in 36th place, a league of 36 teams, it is a European Super League, is Young Boys. They've got 0 points, minus 15 goal difference. Slovan have got 0 points. Red Star have got 0 points. Leipzig have got 0 points. Sturm Graz have got 0 points. What is the point of them being in this competition? Bologna have got 1 point. And then Salzburg, Girona have got 3. Sparta Prague, Shakhtar Donetsk, PSG and Stuttgart have got 4. And everybody else is going to be in the playoffs above that. PSV, Club Brugge, Benfica, Real Madrid, Feyenoord, Dynamo Zagreb, Celtic, Lille, Juventus, Man City, AC Milan, Atletico, Villa, Bayern Munich, Dortmund, Brest. But there's hardly any points to choose between so many teams. Looks like they're still playing at Man City as well. It is still 3-3. They've got a lot of injuries on Man City, haven't they? So you've got to feel sorry for them, haven't you? Who was their team tonight? Oh, Grealish was playing. They brought on a player called Simpson Puzzi. Who's Simpson Puzzi? Who is he? He came on at 69 minutes. Wow. Okay, fair enough. They've got a lot of injuries, haven't they? But even so, they're not having a good time at the moment, are they? It has finished 3-3 at the Etihad. Man City 3. Feyenoord 3. Wow. It looked like we might have thrown away a 3-goal lead at one time, didn't it, in this game tonight, early in the second half when Sporting pulled one back. But we saw it through in the end. Terry says, ain't there another 4 games to go? Something like that. Yeah, there's hundreds of games left. Yeah, loads can happen. Loco says, Pep's empire of greed is crumbling. Well, I don't know. I think once they get 1 or 2 players back, I'm sure they'll be winning games again. Mark C says, apart from a shaky 10 minutes, we put in a terrific performance. That was a good performance. Yep, absolutely was. Arteta's best night in Europe by a mile. His mentor Pep seems to have lost his magic. Man City drawing. Yeah. I don't know. I thought there was a great night. I remember when we reached the semi-final of Europa League where we won. Was it 4-0 away? Is somewhere up, but that was a great away performance. But obviously that's not the Champions League. But then this isn't really, is it? It's just a group. Not even a group of league stage. So impressive performance it was. And then he probably was his best night in Europe. Yeah, I suppose it probably is. The other one was a knockout game. Maybe that was better, but I don't know. But you're right. It was a very, very good performance. Mark C says, who we play next? Is it Monaco at home? We are playing Monaco at home. I don't know if it's the next one. Let's have a look. Where are we? Yeah, Monaco at home is the next one. And then Monaco at home, and then it's Dinamo, somebody or other, at home as well, and then we're away at Girona, and I think that's it. So 3 games left, 2 at home, 1 away. I think we'll get enough points from that lot, and it'll be enough, shouldn't it? Terry says Monaco is indeed. Greg says no sympathy for City. They always say they can field 2 teams that can beat anyone. Well, obviously they can't. They can't even field 1 team that can beat anyone at the moment. They've not won for ages, have they? Which is a shame, isn't it? Anyway, we need to worry about ourselves. Don't worry about City. Don't worry about anybody else. We just need to worry about ourselves. And tonight we've done really well. Oloko says Arteta should go look for Haaland now and tell him stay humble. Well, at this point in the season, I don't think we should get carried away with ourselves. They're still above us in the Premier League, let's not forget. And they are likely to go on a run after Christmas of 10, 12, 13, 14 wins in a row. So let's not get carried away. We need to stay humble now, if anything. We need to stay humble and just focus on ourselves. keep winning our games and seeing where it takes us. Grat says, I would claim that one of the best away games in Europe was that game against Barca in Chaos. Was it 0-4? I don't think Arsenal ever won 4-0 in Barcelona. I don't think we've ever beaten Barcelona away, have we? But no, I mean, it was an impressive Arsenal performance tonight. There's no doubt about that. And yeah, brilliant stuff. We will enjoy tonight, and we'll move on to Saturday, of course, the game against West Ham. Years ago, I don't think we've beaten Barcelona 4-0 away. I'm sure we haven't. Unless maybe I'm wrong. I can't remember it. I don't remember us ever winning away at Barcelona. El Loco says, no, Rich, they've not. They're not going on any run this time with 34-year-old. Well, I don't know. They did last year. I don't see why they can't. We need to worry about Liverpool as well, though, don't forget. Man City might well blow up and finish 5th. But if Liverpool don't, then we're not going to win the league, are we? Terry says, told you managers aren't important, but iPod handy as well. Yeah, that's true, actually. Maybe that's more important. Anyway, we've won the game tonight. Very, very impressive it was. It's finished here. Sporting Lisbon 1, Arsenal 5. Wow. No one really saw that one coming, did they? A performance like that, especially in that first half, was really, really good. Second half was a bit in and out, but we got the job done. And yes, I mean, Sporting wasn't great tonight. Their defence wasn't great, but you have to give credit for the way that we played. It was rather good, wasn't it? So, yeah, we're in a great position to qualify now with 2 out of our last 3 games at home. You'd imagine we'd get at least 4 points from them, if not all 6. And then we can go away to Girona, and we'll probably only need a draw to go through. And we should be able to go over there and win anyway. I know that's not till the new year. Lots can happen between now and then. Of course, lots of games in December. Mark C says, latest chaps, a wonderful evening. It's work by the lads. Indeed it was. Terry says, Richard, what's coming up this week? Well, not much at the minute, mate, till Saturday. Grat says, thanks for your company on my little stroll home from the pub. No problem, my friend. Good to see you again. I hope you've enjoyed your evening as much as we have. Well, yeah, coming up this week, there's going to be nothing now. There's no women's show, of course, because there's been no games. There's no games coming up either, of course, for the women until another week's time, 2 weeks' time, actually. So we're going to obviously cover the West Ham game, 5:30 on Saturday. So we'll be here about 5:15 for the build-up to that. At the same time, there is the Lionesses are playing the USA at Wembley. So we'll be bringing you regular updates from that as well. I'm going to try and see if I can get both games on the screen at the same time so we can look at both of them. Obviously, the main focus will be on the Arsenal game. Of course, the Lionesses game is a friendly at the end of the day, but we'll have regular updates from that one as well. So that's going to be coming up Saturday. And then, of course, next week there's more. Is there what's happening next week? I'm sure there's a game next week, next midweek. I'm sure there is. Let's have a look. Well, the women aren't playing, so it's definitely not the women. Yeah, there is, yeah. Man United next Wednesday, isn't it? So, yeah, Man United next Wednesday night. We'll be here for that one, of course. What a big game that is as well now. We played, of course, Sporting Lisbon tonight. We're playing the manager's new team next Wednesday. So that's going to be good. So join us for that as well. And then, of course, next Friday, we'll be back with the women's show called the Aston Villa game. So that's going to be good. Hopefully, Arsenal may have got a new manager by then. There's some news coming in that Nick Cushing, who was one of the candidates, has been sacked from his job in America. Is he going to be unveiled as Arsenal's new manager? Let's wait and see. So that'll be a week on Friday for that one. So, yeah, a little bit of a quieter time at the minute. No women's games. It's just the game on Saturday and, of course, the game on next Wednesday as well before the Arsenal women's show. And then the weekend after, of course, we're back on it again. Terry says, Richard, that's again for tonight. Greg and all in the chat. Have a great week. See you all soon. Yeah, we'll see you Saturday, everybody. Thank you very much for watching. Please like and share and subscribe before you go. What a night it was for Arsenal. 5-1 away in Sporting Lisbon. Fantastic. Terry says, if you haven't liked and subscribed, please do before you leave. Absolutely. El Loco says, no, we don't want Cushing here. He can go to Aston Villa. Goes, yeah, maybe that's where we'll go. Who knows? Says, and his cousin Rick Pillow, yeah, well, it's nice and soft landing. Greg says, thanks for a great night. See you soon, Rich Turner. Yeah, we will see you on Saturday for the West Ham game. Well, that's going to be a good one, isn't it? If we play like we did tonight, we may well win that game. But if they play like they did last night, it's going to be really tough, isn't it? So it's going to be a big game. That it's going to be good. So stay with us for that. Thanks for watching tonight. Arsenal 5-1. Well, 5 different goal scorers. They were Martinelli, Havertz, Gabriel, Saka from the penalty spot, and Trossard. Well, brilliant night in Europe for Arsenal. It's finished. Sporting 1, Arsenal 5. We are back in the top 8. Woo! We're going to qualify automatically for the knockout stage. Brilliant stuff. Join us on Saturday for the game against West Ham. That is going to be good. El Loco says good night and thanks, guys. Yeah, thank you, my friend. Thanks to everyone in the chat. Grat says take care, folks. Off to the hay for me, indeed. It is that time. It is that time. It'll be late for you, won't it? You'll probably be, must be like 11 o'clock, is it, in Sweden? Anyway, thanks, guys, for staying with us. Good win for Arsenal tonight, and we've enjoyed that. Enjoy the rest of your week, whatever it is that you are doing. We'll see you Saturday. Come on, you Gunners. Let's keep this run going, eh? Yes, we will. See you Saturday.